Yes. Did you miss me? I guess not. Ha ha ha. What up, YouTube? It's your boy King Cobra. Now, if you want a shout out, throw $1 into the PayPal for a holler. If you can't do it because it's the end of the month, I totally get it. Big shout out to Courtney for the phone. I got it set up. I want to send Courtney Knight a lathe wand. I got to, dude. Like, not only do I got to, but I want to. Like, people miss me going live. They're like, Cobra, when are you going to go live again? I'm like, I'm working on it. Now, if you subscribe to the Patreon, I'm letting y'all know right now, your boy Cobra for a Patreon video challenge is not only going to eat the world's hottest gummy bear, but then I'm going to do the Toe of Satan challenge on top of it. So if you want to see that spicy catastrophe, hit the subscribe on that Patreon, either a $6.66 or $20 a month. If you can, I understand. I appreciate it out of the way. You know, the support is awesome. All right. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Congratulations and cheers to Johnny Depp for being found innocent. Amber Heard, you nasty cunt. Good luck trying to find another person to date. Oh. Like the cunts who cried rape and domestic abuse. Amber Heard is the reason why a lot of women don't get believed when it comes to these cases. It's the truth. Yeah, this video was age restricted, so if you're offended by my fucking filthy mouth and my drinking, kiss my Asperger's. I've been wanting to do a lot of video responses, and there's just been so many videos to do. It's just like, we'll pick one and do it. Sydney Watson uploaded a new video. Let's check that out, shall we? Hope y'all doing awesome.
We're gonna jump into it because if you work out strictly for appearance-based reasons, you are fat phobic.
What the fuck? The look on Sydney Watson's face is like, here we fucking go again. If you harass people because they are fat or overweight, you are fat phobic. If you want to lose weight, you don't have to. It is your choice. It's your decision. It's the truth. The reason why someone will attack you for the way you look is because they're insecure with their own personality or the way they look. That's why I got so many haters. I'm confident in who I am as a person, and the trolls are not. You know, it's just like the time when Adele decided to work out and she lost a couple pounds and everyone fucking flipped out. And then all these fucking hypocrites who are screaming healthy at any size are all of a sudden screaming about the representation. And it's just like, you know, you don't need representation to be beautiful. And that's the truth. Drink with me. It is Memorial Day. Cheers, folks. We all got imperfections. I'm going bald. I accept it. I don't really give a shit. I win the fucking lottery. I'll do something about it, but it's neither here nor there, and that's like the last thing on the list if I win the lottery, to be honest.
Well, all right then. Sydney, welcome back to hell. And as per usual, before we launch in, today's video is sponsored by Established Titles. This week, I learned there is such a thing as the fatness spectrum, where people refer to themselves as mid-fat, super fat, and
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm on the spectrum too. And I'm not talking fat either. I'm talking he's got a touch of the spurg. He's an Aspie, a spurg. Or as the more politically incorrect would call a mentally disabled retard. I may call myself a retard from time to time, but I'm just giving myself shit. Truth be told, I'm a lot smarter than people give me credit for. But that's all right. If you want to assume I'm just some drunken idiot who doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, then by all means continue assuming. It makes it easier for me to blend in. People are a lot more open about what they have to say when they think you're too stupid to figure it out. That's the truth. And what the fuck is up with Cool Taste? He wants to collab with me, but Fool Waste is what I want to call him. Instead of Cool Taste, it's Fool Waste. Bruh, sitting here talking all this mad shit, and like in the last couple of days that I've been on Crystal Roberts' stream, I've had several of H fangirls hop on. And all people can do is talk shit and run their fucking mouth. It's hilarious. I don't give a fuck. Pinning two disabled people against each other for YouTube clout and for views is disgusting. And the trolls can kiss my ass. Honestly, the fans are why I do what I do. I got a new fucking cell phone, didn't have to pay for it. Homegirl Courtney was just like, "You don't care if it's pink, do you?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's my favorite flavor of H tacos, so not really new." It does all right. It took a minute to set up. Pain in my arse, but I got it set up. So yeah, Courtney, I'm definitely sending you a handmade lathe wand for free. You know what I'm saying? To go with your collections because you're awesome sauce. Thank you for being my friend. A lot of people are gonna get pissed off that Courtney sent me a used phone that I could use that works just fine for doing what I need to do. But y'all just jealous. Like Cobra's got the friendship and the connections, and what the fuck do you have? Your little keyboard. I hate Cobra, you piece of. We'll get into Cool Taste after I get done watching Sydney Watson do our newest video. So it's Memorial Day. I'll treat you cool cobras to me. Just doing my thing. A lot of people are like, "When you gonna go live? I miss you going live." Oh my god. It's just like I'll be back. Do not doubt your dark Lord and Savior. I find your lack of faith disturbing. Star Wars reference. Excuse me. Even I made a Star Wars reference. Magic is just like the Force. It exists in everything. Energy exists in everything, from the simplest of things, like the pen you hold in your hand, the clothes you wear. Energy is all around us, ever flowing and never ending. Now, I essentially have a cult that teaches believe in yourself, fuck sickos, and empower yourself. And, smoke the weed, man. The Bible will have you believe in some unseen sky god, and then when you pray to that, you put the energy into the universe, and then things start happening. You credited it as, well, you prayed to God, so you got what you wanted. No, that is the power of the mind, people. Jesus Christ and Satan were not brothers. In fact, they were members of the same cult known as Bringers of the Light, and it's referenced in the Bible, which, in my opinion, the Bible says we should worship ourselves as gods. If you reinterpret what the Bible says based off of the book of Thomas, and of course, believing in yourself as a god, instead of, when you read the Bible, read it as, when they say God, they're talking about you as a man, a woman, a god or a goddess, a cobra demon or a cobra angel. You feel me? All right. You stay on the pace? Cool. All of a sudden, the Bible takes on a different interpretation. That being said, I do believe that Jesus was a necromancer who practiced demon magic along with Moses. Christians who say If you practice magic, you'll go to hell for your sins, especially the Pentecostal cunts. But here's the best part of it. Then why the fuck would you have a passage in the goddamn Bible, talking about Moses and his staff? That sounds like some Gandalf shit to me. Then going back to what I was originally reviewing here, yeah, there are different spectrums of being fat, and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't judge people based off of whether they're fat or their skin tone or their race or their sexuality, except fuck sickos. You know what I'm saying? As long as you're in a racist sicko piece of shit and you treat me with respect, I'll treat you with respect. I'm not gonna judge somebody because, oh, you're fat. Okay, so what? I'm going bald. I have autism. Big whoop. You know.
Infinifat.
Okay, this is the fatness spectrum. A small fat is a size 18 and lower, 1x or 2x. I'm a 4x, 5x. I'm a size 26, sometimes 28. I am the super fat you say I'm speaking over.
Apparently, the spectrum doubles up as a hierarchy. You know, the bigger you are, the more weight your opinions have. Pun intended. The more
Fucking savage.
But seriously, the fat acceptance, health at every size, and body positivity phenomenon has grown and changed a lot over a very short period of time. We know obesity is on the rise. We know people are considerably larger than they were only a couple decades ago. And a lot of this has boiled.
And can you blame us? Taco Bell's toasted cheddar chalupas are back. Regrettably, food is delicious, and we're being told by a society you need to lose weight to look acceptable, and then you have this other side saying nonsense, you're healthy at any size. And then as soon as people like Adele lose a couple pounds, people lose their shit. And I'm like, so okay, we're being sent mixed messages here. As long as you're in a fucking asshole, who gives a fuck what size you are? You feel me on this YouTube? Because you know, your boy's beer diet is eventually gonna catch up to you. You know what I'm saying? Like if I end up being 55, 60 years old with a bit of a beer gut, I'll be like, well,
To an acceptance and normalization of obesity and being generally overweight. Stop giving your kids weird sugar bowls for breakfast. It's not good. Sport brands make.
no, but regrettably, it makes you a hypocrite. If you're sitting there dog ass tired, drinking coffee for the pep in your step, and then you tell kids, oh, hey, you can't have sugary cereal because sugar's bad for you, but then they get a little bit older and they see your ass hooked on caffeine, and they're gonna be like, wait a minute. Hypocrisy. If caffeine's a drug, then Starbucks, man, y'all are some drug dealers. Like, hey man, hey man, you got the stuff? Yeah, man, what you need? Uh Shit, man, you hook me up with the frappuccino? Fuck, man, I'm Jonesing. Extra espresso.
Featuring significantly overweight women. Test.
Which cocaine's illegal, but it's powdered and it gives you a bunch of energy. Sugar is pretty much the same thing, but a lot softer. And it's been proven scientifically that small amounts of cocaine are a lot healthier than large amounts of caffeine. Now, I do seem to recall that Coca-Cola had cocaine in it, and that was America's first energy drink. And you know, it was just like having a cup of coffee. It wasn't enough to fuck you up, like snowblind status, Black Sabbath. But it was enough to put a little pep in your step. Much like having a sugary bowl of cereal. And let's be realistic. Frosted Flakes are the shit. Okay, I'm a 90s baby, so you already know. Okay, sugary cereals were my jam in the morning, man. And there were so many good ones to choose from too, like Cocoa Puffs, Cocoa Pebbles, Reese's Puffs, Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, you know what I'm saying? Cereal. Oreos. When I was a kid, grape nuts with like a little bit of sugar, it's delicious. You know, honey nut frosted Wheaties. Blueberry frosted mini wheats are delicious and a lot healthier. So yeah, like what I'm saying, it's kind of bullshit. It's like if you're gonna sit there and drink a root beer in front of your kid and then tell them they can't drink it because sugar is bad for them, you're kind of being a dick, dude. That's how I feel.
They paved the way for obese models when she found herself on the cover of Cosmopolitan magazine some years.
And some guys like a little bit of fluff in their puff, you know what I'm saying?
The
Ain't
write
nothing
up in the
wrong with
magazine
that.
essentially made the claim that Tessa's 300-pound or 136 kilos.
Let me ask you this, YouTube. If you were overweight and you felt insecure about the way you look, and then you had a society around you that just looked at you like, ugh, you know what I'm saying? You'd feel like absolute shit, right? So having a society that says it's okay if you're fat as long as you're not a sicko asshole piece of shit.
Weight still let her be fit and healthy. Since then, we have only seen this trend continue.
Like when Sports Illustrated featured a plus sized model, and I'm just like, bullshit. Okay, the plus size model they featured in Sports Illustrated's newest swimsuit issue was barely plus size. If they would have featured like Tess Holiday, I would have been like, there you go. That's plus size. And some guys like butter. That's a quote from Family Guy. Frickin' Cobra in his voices. Yeah, some guys like butter. Peter's wife's cookies. I can do Cleveland Joe and Quagmire because why not? Loretta. When you see this, and that's just the thing of it. Like, I see where Sydney Watson's coming with this, but it's like, you're either too fat or you're too skinny. You're never the right size in anyone's eyes. So just do your thing and be confident with what you got. You know what I'm saying? I may be going bald and I may be having the autisms, but I'm gifted in other areas that make women go, hey. Tattoos, facial hair, amazing guitar skills, what have you, yes.
And it's brought us to the undeniable corporatization of the issue. Companies and brands make it seem as though
You cannot expect people to be healthy when Wendy's has their baconators. I may have gotten fired from Wendy's. That don't stop me from enjoying their food. I tell you what. If Wendy's made a cheddar baconator where they took their cheddar bun and made like a extra cheesy baconator with it, I'd fucking eat the shit out of that. I invented this fucking sick food challenge called the Big Kahuna Hot Dog Challenge. It consists of eating 12 wings, a 12-inch hot dog, cheese curds, fries, and the hot dog is smothered in chili and cheese. Oh, is it good? I attempted it for once for a challenge and it was so freaking good. I did not do it. However, I did leave a brief review on it. Yes. Or like when freaking Arby's is sitting there going, hey, I've already eaten, of course. I ordered me a super sub yesterday and I finished it off today. So I'm actually quite full at the moment. So sometimes it's just a personal choice. You can't really, like, that's the thing of it. Like, you want to fat shame someone when cheesecake's delicious. Like, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Drink to that. I love nacho cheese Doritos. Like, get the fuck out of here.
deeming yourself healthy is enough. It's as simple as health gets.
Well, I mean, like, if people tried saying healthy at any lung capacity, and then me in like 80 years and I'm still smoking, which, mind you, I still do enjoy an occasional cigarette or a bowl in my pipe, but I've cut down on my tobacco to preserve my singing voice. Because Satan's spell fucking slaps. I don't care what anyone says. Yeah.
Actually promotes.
Could you imagine that they were promoting like lung cancer? Like, it's okay if you can't breathe and you're dying of lung cancer and tuberculosis. Your lungs are healthy at any capacity. People would look at you like, and you might think I'm an asshole for saying that, but yeah, it's not too far from the truth because people can choose to smoke and they can choose to eat unhealthy. It's just a personal choice. And that being said, like, if you got a problem with this, then, and being a Sydney Watson's a girl, and girls tend to have this whole body positivity movement crap is mainly for women who feel insecure about the way they look. It's not for men because most people don't give a shit if men are hairy, fat, and disgusting unless you get that one shallow chick who's just like, oh my God. And the only reason she acts like that is because she's in a fucking society that tells her she has to be the better looking sex. And that's kind of horseshit, YouTube. It really is. What was I going? Oh, yeah. Sydney Watson video response. Now, if you want to sponsor the channel, check out my tactical soap link. Coupon code King Cobra. Smell like a rock star. Check out my customized girl. My PayPal, my Patreon. Appreciate yous. And if you can't do any of that, I still appreciate you tuning in to watch the video.
The lifestyle you must lead to actually be healthy. I often see people.
Well, if we got a society of people saying that if you're 400 pounds overweight and you can't walk up one goddamn stair without going, healthy at any size, then I tend to think, what is healthy anymore? Like I said, I do not give a shit if you're fat or you're skinny. If you're an asshole, then I don't like you. I don't judge people based off of how they look. I judge them based off of their character. That's the way it should be. But people are so obsessed with money, wealth, and becoming the next big famous YouTuber. And it's just like, bro, stop. Y'all hear my idea for an episode of South Park? It's where Cartman pretty much mimics Nikocado Avocado when his mom comes in and like pretends to smack him around while he's eating food. And then like you call the episode Trans Fats. It'd have an episode of like it'd be a really funny episode because it'd be like a reflection of today's woke society, I'm looking forward to seeing that premiere when it airs. I'll be watching that. Ike goes up to his brother Kyle and says he's transgender, non-binary, and he wants to be in a drag show. Blah blah blah. Just so it didn't like cross the line too bad. It could be a really fucking funny episode. And people are like, What are you, fat phobic and transphobic?" And then you got like Kyle or someone going, "No, I don't have a problem with fat people or trans people. Well, why are you jumping down my throat, guy?" Regrettably, food's delicious. I don't give a fuck if you're fat as long as you're a decent person. Cool. And like Cool Taste is sitting there saying you're trying way too hard to impress people. I'm like, nah, dude, I'm just doing my thing. I like to play guitar. I have a passion for what I do on YouTube, and I'm just showing that passion. Like, and people pick up on that and they vibe off of it, and that's why I have so many subscribers. I'm not afraid to be my fucking autistic Cobra Aussie loving self. So fuck the trolls, dude. Seriously, they're the worst. Everyone wants to run their fucking mouth and play a part of it, but like you couldn't handle what I go through. None of you fucks could.
Asking what changed to make us as fat as we are now. And honestly,
who cares? To be honest, I mean, Cobra's not helping with his double bacon donut. Cobra's double bacon donut quarter pounder from McDonald's. The McDonald's food hack I did with their pull apart donuts. Yeah, I'm not helping with that at all. Nope. And some of the cooking videos I do YouTube are extremely unhealthy, but that's why they're fun and people like them. I was going through my burger videos and I made a breakfast burger in this current apartment using Pop Tarts and like French toast sticks, and the buns were made out of French toast, kind of thing. And it was just like, it was fun and just like ridiculous and stupid. And like, why the fuck would Cobra make this? And then when I took that first part on the camera, I'm like, oh, that's why. Taking like all the foods I grew up eating for breakfast and like make a sandwich out of it. And that's the appeal of it.
It's a really good question. There was a significant shift in a bunch of different areas that brought us to this point. Food being one, of course, but
But toasted cheddar chalupas, I mean, fuck me. Toasted cheddar chalupas are so fucking good. You ever go to Taco Bell? Get that shit like quesalupa with a nacho cheese Doritos Locos Taco Supreme and like some cheddar cheese in between the Doritos shell and chalupa shell. Then you get like some like sneak in some bacon bits, like you go to Walmart or some shit and get like a little container of bacon bits. And then you sprinkle on top. It's got the beef, the cheese, all the lettuce, tomatoes, sour cream. Oh, toasted cheddar bacon quesalupa.
Conversation for another day. The thing I want to know is how, in a quest to make people feel normal no matter their appearance, body type, or general attractiveness level, I guess, we've instead arrived.
Well, I got something to say to that. Beauty is in the eye of the beer holder. See what I did there, YouTube? Yeah. It's Memorial Day, so I'm going to get drunk to celebrate our awesome vets and our troops in this fucking awesome country. And if you don't like it, kiss my American ass. Looking kind of dark in here. Should we shed some light on the subject? Here's the thing of it, tubes. Being severely overweight is probably not the healthiest, but we don't want to constantly, as human being individuals, we do not want to be reminded of how we look. I get so much crap for the way I look to the point where I just laugh at it and I give myself shit. He kind of looks like if Ozzy Osbourne had autism and fetal alcohol syndrome and was going bald and then grew some facial hair. Instead of Sharon! Instead of like that, it'd be like this, Darren!
At the insane and out of control fat acceptance and body positivity movements we know and love today. Which
the reason why we have the fat body positivity acceptance movement is because for the longest time the anorexic look was in. European models were featured being skinny, basically maybe like 110 pounds fatter than Eugenia Cooney, and walking down the runway. All these people harp on her about her weight. I support her regardless how heavy she is. If she wants to be skinny, let her be skinny. If she wants to, you know what I'm saying? Let's just fuck, dude. It's frustrating because it's like, I kind of get it because I get self conscious about the way I look. I do. I get self conscious about the way I look. So, But then food's delicious. And when you're hungry, you're grumpy and irritable and.
funnily enough, view any kind of weight loss or dieting as an infraction against fat people that must be stopped.
So, intentional weight loss. So,
Yeah, I mean, if they're not, it's not. And I agree with Sydney Watson. It's not. You. If you go out of your way to harass them while you're in your personal weight loss journey, then yes, it's fat shaming, 100%. Maybe the person you're shaming doesn't give a fuck if they're fat, and you should leave them alone and stop being a fucking ass about it. You ever think of that? I mean, fucking Jesus Christ is a cunt. Halloween of all holidays, dude. When you're a kid, it's just like trick or treat. You spend the whole night fucking collecting a big ass bag of candy. You get home and then you fucking down a third of it. And then you got candy till like a little bit after Christmas, you know what I'm saying? Stacked up. But that first sugar high, you're like, whoo, yeah, let's get shit done. You run around the room in circles for like 10 minutes and then you fucking crash. You know what sugar and cocaine have in common? They're both white. They both give you a lot of energy. And kids and crackheads are distracted by shiny shit. And some of them might be missing teeth.
Purposely saying, I want to lose 20 pounds is fat phobic.
No, it's not. Like, who is this chick on TikTok? Don't know, don't care. It's just some random chick. How is it fat phobic for wanting to set goals for yourself? And now here's the thing of it. People don't want to be like, oh, you're trying to motivate me when I didn't ask for it, kind of thing. That gets annoying too. You know what I'm saying? Like people who think, oh, I'm better than you, so I'm going to motivate you because they're either struggling with worse shit. You know, it's ridiculous.
And you might be like, what? Oh my goodness. I'm not trying to be fat phobic, but you are. You're being fat phobic to yourself.
Okay. I don't think it works like that, honey. Let me explain. Okay, if you choose to say you want to lose weight, you do it. That's just you doing your thing. But if you were to look at yourself in the mirror and call yourself a miserable fat piece of shit, that would be fat shaming yourself. How the fuck is saying you want to lose 20 pounds fat phobic?
Why do you want to lose 20 pounds?
And why do you care if somebody else wants to lose 20 pounds? That's what kills me about it. This is why society is so goddamn fucking frustrating. It's like some random person on TikTok is attacking everybody for being fat phobic because they want, you know what I'm saying, wanting to make a personal choice. I'm not saying you have to lose weight. I'm not saying you have to gain weight. All I'm saying is it's a personal fucking choice. And who the fuck are these people on TikTok to be like, oh, hey. But to be fair, like there are some people who struggle with that shit legit, and it's hard when your body is naturally used to being fat. And then on top of that, society gives you delicious food to eat that's cheap and easy to make and easily accessible.
It's probably to fit into something smaller. It's probably so people treat you better. It's probably
If people treat you better because you're skinnier, then I wouldn't hang around those people because those people sound kind of shallow, to be honest.
for all the reasons that fat folks.
And think about this for a second. Someone's high school reunion's coming up and it's like their 40th or whatever, and they want to look good. Because apparently, after that long, you still give a fuck about what your classmates think about you. I grew up getting bullied and rejected by every chick I liked, and bullied by my classmates. And then I go up, and then look at that. I've become a famous YouTuber. So it's like a giant middle finger to the haters, really. They're all stuck in boring corporate jobs, and Cobra's just doing his thing, man. Appreciate you all tuning into the streams, yo.
I'm simply for being fat.
No, friend. It's to avoid heart disease. This is going to be one of those videos, isn't it?
Heart disease is unavoidable to some extent, because let's be real, greasy food is delicious. Now, high blood pressure does run in my family, and with the food hacks you've seen Cobra make, where I'm just dumping like cups of garlic butter on top of these bacon pizzas. Oh yeah, it's so fucking good. You don't even know. But occasionally it's like if I get a hankering for something healthier, I order a super sub or like one of those giant party subs from DoorDash, and I'll cut it into sections, and I'll eat like a third or a half of it in one day and then the rest the next. That's a lot healthier than carbing up on greasy, artery clogging, delicious goodness. Now, growing up, of course, I had access to some really delicious pizza spots, all kinds, like, you know, Pizza Corner Pizza, which is still kicking today. That's what's up. I win the lottery and build my hot rod. Rally in the Valley is going to be so winged. Yeah. And Charlie T's Pizzeria, oh, authentic, homemade from scratch pizza here in town. The Devil's Tower pizza was so fucking good. You'll check this out. If you go to Walmart and you get some great value pre-made pizza dough, it's like 99 cents to $1. It's pre-made pizza dough. You stretch it out. You get your mozzarella cheese sticks. You take the edge of that crust and roll it on top of your cheese sticks to form the crust of the pizza. And then you want to seal it off so the crust is in there. You take that middle section and you slap on some pizza sauce, some cheese, some toppings. You throw it in the oven, and you could throw on whatever the fuck you want, some Arby's curly fries, whatever, and bake it. Just make it your own. You know what I'm saying? And I tell you what, YouTube, there is a pizza I'm going to do at here in town. It's going to have anchovies, pineapples, and jalapenos. And it would be the most controversial pizza on the internet. People would lose their freaking mind. And yeah, I might do that for a food challenge next month, because that would be some shit, wouldn't it? Like, you sacrilegious. Pineapple on pizza, it triggers me. It's like, okay, Hawaiian pizza is good when it's cold, but hot pizza with cold sweet pineapple, like the saltiness of the ham and the pizza, it does kind of complement the pineapple a little bit, but then you get the pineapple bite and it's just like, it's weird, dude. And I get called strange for putting anchovies and ranch on my pizza. I'm like, okay, but don't even get me started on that.
That's what we're going to talk about today. The fat acceptance movement, body positivity, health at every size. We'll do a bit of history, a bit of TikToks, a bit of sadness. But before you once again board my hell gondola and this makes you feel like you want to peel your own skin off, let's hear from today's sponsor, Established Titles. You're a lord, Harry. I'm a what? A lord. But I can't be a lord. I'm just Harry. Well, just Harry.
The Harry Potter reference, yes.
You are a lord because you now own a square foot of land in Scotland.
Scotland! Oi!
thanks to established titles. If you care about the nature in Scotland, or you just want to be able to scream at people, "I'm a lord!" then established titles is 100% of interest to you, based on a historic Scottish custom.
Oh, if you could see the image on YouTube right now, it's at fucking 4 minutes into Sydney Watson's newest video. The certificate looks nice, but the scotch, oh. Now, my YouTube fans sent me some birthday cake Oreos for my birthday. I do appreciate that. I'm actually going to do a drink combo with those sons of bitches. Possibly do a review. I got like a shit ton of ideas I can do for my YouTube that keeps people somewhat entertained, if not a little cringed, like watching Cobra eat spicy food.
Landowners are called lairds and ladies. Established titles lets you buy a square foot of land on one of its private Scottish estates. You get a fancy certificate with the land's individual plot number, and in exchange, established titles promises to plant a tree. This preserves the Scottish woodlands and, as you well know, the hedwigs and the hairy coos. Okay, I can pretend to be a cow, but I will not be dressing up as an owl. Nobody wants to be just Harry. Hey, so don't be. Be a lord or a lady and plant a tree and save a hairy coo. So if you want to impress the people by having lord or lady on your credit cards, plane tickets, and dating profiles, then click the link in the description and check out Established Titles. Take advantage of their Memorial Day sale, but also Established Titles makes a great last-minute gift for Father's Day coming up. When you do and you use my code
With Father's Day coming up, you know what also makes a great Father's Day gift? Tactical soap, you bastards. Listen, your father's getting old. He's been married to his woman a long time. Things tend to get repetitive. So if you want to spice things up in your love life, potentially your dad's love life, you got to check out Tactical Soap. It's in the description. Coupon code King Cobra. Okay, I guarantee you that your mom's gonna like the way your dad smells. And while you're at it, get yourself some. So next time when you go to the bar with your mates, you're like, "Oh." You know when Tim Allen goes, you want to smell like a ladies' man, the kind of ladies' man that makes women go, okay. Guys, you want to get laid, okay? You gotta check out Tactical Soap. You wait patiently, you play your cool, you wear the soap, you know what I'm saying? You treat her with respect. You don't stare at her body. You want to pick up a chick, you gotta stare at her face. What turns a chick on is you stare at her mouth when she talks. It shows you're paying attention to what she's saying. You're not just going, "Hey, show me your," You'll catch honey with flies more than you will vinegar. Yeah. Honestly, I don't give a fuck how long my goddamn dry spell lasts because I know my tactical soap works. And women like the way I smell and they recognize me from the YouTube. They're just like, it's that guy. In fact, I would highly recommend Tactical Soap. My two favorites, as you saw on Crystal's stream earlier, were Blonde and #1 and Maverick #3. Yeah. My bathroom cabinet has a couple bars tucked away safely, and it's an all natural cold cut press soap infused with pheromones, which is designed to make a woman horny and get her clit hard. It gets her estrogen going, like, oh, hey, you know. And then it makes men who smell the soap on you go, that dude's top dog. It makes you smell like an alpha, and it gets women going, I want a piece of that. Now, sounds too good to be true. Try it out for yourself. It doesn't, and here's the thing of it. You can get some of this soap for your loved ones and for your cousins and for your fathers for Father's Day. If you wear it, what I'm saying, your relatives are not gonna, it's just a nifty little thing. I struggle with autism and social awkwardness and human interaction, and I get moody at times, and I'm going bald. But when I'm wearing tactical soap, I feel like a man. I feel confident. I feel sexy. I feel empowered. You know what I'm saying? It's great. If I know I'm going to a bar with friends, I'll shower with my tactical soap. And then when I show up to the bar, every chick I walk by is going, ooh. So, yeah, if you want to give of age women clit boners, you gotta. That's a crude way of putting it, isn't it? Oh. That being said, you can also use tactical soap to spice up your marriage. It's great, dude. When I get positive feedback from wearing the soap, it's amazing. It's a confidence booster. Despite not having sex in 5 years and waiting patiently is the key, my friends. Being a tactical soap gentleman is the way to do it. It gets women go finally. A guy who can wait patiently, and it's more than just you know And then outside of that, it gets her in the mood to wanna, you know what I'm saying? So like you can play the fields. Johnny Depp, you would be dangerous with the tactical soap. Yes, yes, you would. I didn't say that. Shh. Congratulations on beating Amber Heard. Let me ask women like Amber Heard this one question. How would it feel if it was gender reversed and no one took what you said seriously? And if a woman got raped, no one took you seriously because all women want is cock, right? How would that feel? How would it feel if that was your stereotype? Because as a guy, that's our stereotype. How is it rape if all men want is sex? And it's like, okay, that's nice, but where's the pizzazz? Taking her out for beers, man. You know, making her my delicious chicken bacon white wine Alfredo pasta. You saw that cooking video? That was so much fun to make, and it was so fucking tasty. In fact, the other day when I had a delivery person who dropped off my liquor and my beer, I gave him a bar of tactical soap, and then when I saw him again, he was like, "Yeah, my wife really loves the smell of this." I'm like, "Yes." Now, tactical soap has three amazing scents to choose from. We got Bond, Maverick, and Durden. One, two, and three. Set number one, two, and then three. They're all named after Bond, which is James Bond. Maverick, which is named after Top Gun, featuring Tom Cruise. And Durden, which is named after Fight Club. And it's great, dude. George Bruno recommended it. He's an affiliate for it too. And I was like, okay, I watched George Bruno. He says this soap gets the chicks. I'm like, right on. So I bought some and then became an affiliate myself. The first time I wore it was at the Ozzy Osbourne concert in Denver, Colorado. And before he canceled his last four tours due to a staph infection in his hand. That was a beautiful concert. I'm all sitting there in Colorado, fucking smoking weed and slamming Jack Daniels while I watch him perform. It was beautiful. If you ever get a chance to see Ozzy perform, it's amazing. I've been fortunate to see him perform twice in my life. Black Rain was the first one. That was a couple weeks before Halloween, back when I still lived in Valley City. And you best believe I fanboyed so fucking hard, dude, when I saw Ozzy perform. You could hear me above the entire crowd screaming the loudest, like, yeah! Look at this god motherfucker. Respect. I like all the members of Black Sabbath, to be honest. Like Tony Iommi's a fucking awesome guitar player. He lost his fingertips in a work accident, and then he refashions his fingertips with these fake ones, and he's still able to just rip on the guitar, dude. And it's just like, yeah, man. So yeah, I changed my Facebook background. It features my two favorite musicians, Ozzy Osbourne and Danny Filth, side by side. I made it with a Photoshop type program, and I tried to type their names out with like the text layer, and the stupid thing wouldn't let me type out their names. So I said, "Fuck it," and then I took a paintbrush and just went, and I painted it out, and then I'm like, "There you go." And someone commented on Facebook, "It looks like a 7-year-old did it." And I'm like, "Cool. Why the fuck do you care?" The only reason I did this is so I could change my fucking Facebook cover photo.
You'll get 10% off any purchase on the.
So yeah, if you want to get your hands on some Scottish land, lads and lasses, check out establishedtitles.com/Sydney for 10% off any of your purchases.
Site. The body positive.
And you too can own a piece of. Your boy Cobra is a Scottish Viking, 80% British with Scottish Viking mix. Yeah, I'm related to the Scottish clan, the McNeils, whose clan colors are black and green and gold, which are Kelly Walsh's colors. But I graduated from the Toronto County High School. And then coincidentally enough, my two favorite colors are black and green. So there's that for you. Damn, I'm sitting here enjoying myself going live, interacting with the fans. Hope you're all doing fantastic. And it's just like, it's Independence Day. So I'm going to independently get drunk for our troops and for our vets. Yeah. I released 5 brand new awesome shirts on my customized girl. I'm going to cool it on the merchandise releasing for a minute because I basically have 140 plus items on customized girl, which is pretty freaking sweet. And you don't have to buy a t-shirt, but if you do, it's greatly appreciated. Mm. Mm. They're probably going, Cobra, how'd you make that drink combo with the Bud Light? With your last Sydney Watson video response. Well, oh, what, the Blue Cobras, the one I did in the last Sydney Watson video response? Pretty straightforward. I took some G Fuel, the Mega Potion, and a squirt of the Mio Support. This stuff, and I mixed it with some water, shook it up, and that mixture became a mixture with the Bud Light, and that's how we got our combo. Pretty straightforward.
The fat acceptance, health at every size movement that we know today has not always been in its current radical form. It's come so far, and
it's common knowledge that radicalism it ruins it. It doesn't matter if you're Republican, Democrat. When it comes to politics and just the way life goes in general, extremists ruin it for everyone, dude. Courtney, thank you for the phone, babe. Love you so much for it. You have no idea. I'm gonna lathe Courtney a wand, and I have her address privately on the package the phone came in. I'm gonna send her a wand for giving me a phone that I can use to go live with, because the fans have been jonesing, man. They're just like, Cobra, when you gonna go live? Yeah. Four squirts, add some water. Now that we've added the water to the right there.
So radical in such a short period of time that it even conflates obesity with racism.
Here's your reminder that fat phobia is rooted.
What? Here's your reminder that fat phobia is rooted in racism. Because race baiting has totally worked, right? Okay, we'll put a splash of that mixture in there. Hit it with that Bud Light. This is how you make the blue cobras that you saw me mixing up. Seems kind of ironic because the sleeping Z's when G Fuel gives you energy. So it's like, yeah.
Racism.
Because people don't realize that fat phobia is rooted in racism and more specifically anti-blackness.
What? How is fat? Because that's the go-to in our society. It's on it. You know what I'm saying? It's so fucking frustrating. Stop victimizing black people. Stop victimizing women. Jesus fucking Christ. And that's not to say they haven't been through some shit. Okay, but not everything is sexist and racist. For fuck's sake. How the fuck? And they didn't even explain it in their stupid ass fucking TikTok. They were just like, it's like, okay, how the fuck is it racist then? Educate me. How the fuck is it racist? Because living in a society less racist would be a lot better than fucking living in a society where everyone just hates each other. It's stupid.
Valuing voluptuous figures to valuing slender ones. And what I found was that it had everything to do with the growth of the slave trade.
Great. Another reason why white people suck.
Usually bras fit small-chested women like this. Yapping. You guys, look.
I hate it here. What probably started off as an initiative with reasonably kind-hearted intentions has ended up as a movement dedicated.
Whatever happened to the bra burning generation? The bra burning generation that said, fuck sexism, women's lib. The bra burning generation that said, we don't need no stinking bras. We are free. We are loud. We are proud.
To attacking thinness and ensuring that fat people can never get better.
Because that's totally gonna work. Let's be a stupid fucking hypocrite about it and attack thin people and then bitch because thin people attack fat people. You're starting to see a pattern of bullshit and you're just like, drink combos.
And can never leave the colony. And it's gotten to the point where fat acceptance people view themselves through the lens of a.
Like, to be fair, Casper, Wyoming has a bunch of amazing restaurants to choose from. For example, if you like burritos, Poncho's makes a damn good burrito. Now, when I go to Poncho's, I get a California burrito with everything on it. I have them add beef, add cheese, add guacamole, and add bacon. It already comes with sour cream and steak and potatoes. Then when you add like the red or the green sauce to it, or both, it's so fucking good, dude. So fucking good. Oh yeah, it's the truth. And in a society that offers delicious food, it's hard to stay in shape and fit. And especially when you're in the pandemic, you're out of work, and the government just gives you a bunch of fucking money and says, okay, well, sorry you're going through this. We'll get back to our regular scheduled programming as soon as we can. I bitch about high gas prices, but one, I don't drive a car, and two, they're higher everywhere else. So,
Marginalized group of people who have no control over their own appearance. So much so that they have their.
Well, some people don't have control over the way they look, Sydney. That's just everyone, really. You can't control the way you look. I can't control the way I look.
Fatness spectrum. Can I just note here that
Spectrum, the autistic spectrum? Oh, no. Okay, no. Honestly, who gives a fuck? If they want to have a spectrum for fatness, more power to them, dude. They're not hurting anyone, to be honest. And who gives a fuck if you're fat? Food's delicious. Fuck off.
they don't consider fat are
Straight size, that's a thing. Oh my fucking god. A straight sized person is quite simply someone who is not fat. They do not require plus size clothing, and their body weight is not generally a barrier for them in their daily lives. Oh, good for you. There are people out there who struggle with their weight. They want to lose weight, but they can't. So they just accept that they're going to be fat the rest of their life. Meantime, people who have to shop for clothes that are bigger, it's hard, dude. People got to get bigger sizes, and it sucks. That's one thing I worry about, like with my merchandise, personally speaking, is are my heavier set fans given options? Like if they want to buy a sick t-shirt, do they have it in their size? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the truth. And hey, beer is delicious, regrettably.
Straight sized, which goes all the way up to size 18.
My God, I'm so sick of mainstream body positivity because
Yeah, okay, what? Okay, now I'm confused. You have what appears to be a heavier set woman whining about body positivity. I'm like, what? Because mainstream body positivity can be toxic. They're only doing it to make the skinnier people feel better about the way they look, kind of thing. So I get it. But at the same time, it's like, why shouldn't you feel comfortable about the way you look as a person? So I got a challenge for you, YouTube. I want you to stare at yourself naked in a mirror and say, I'm sexy. Put your hands on your hips and be like, "Mm, yeah. Ah." You know what I'm saying? I want you to feel confident and empowered about yourself. You know what I'm saying? I want you to say to yourself, fuck your sky god. I worship myself as a god. If you're a female goddess, etc. Just try it. And that we create our own realities. YouTube. So this chick who is she might have a couple extra pounds, ain't nothing wrong with that, but oh my god, I'm so sick and tired of mainstream body positivity.
most mainstream body positivity is just straight sized people reassuring other straight sized people that they aren't fat.
There's also a term
Or maybe you're reading too much into it. Maybe we try to make you feel good about your weight so you don't feel like a piece of shit and we get crap for it. So it's like in a society like this, how are you supposed to win? You're trying to make people feel better about their situation, and then you get told it's not good enough. It's like you apologize to someone and they're just like, yeah, whatever. It's like, okay, okay, okay. You know what? Maybe I fucked up, but you know what? Come on, man. You know,
death fat, which is for people who want to reclaim
what the fuck is death fat? Term created by fat activist and writer Leslie Kinzel in 2008. The term was not intended to have any specific size range or limitations and can be used by anyone who wishes to reclaim their morbid fatness. Quote unquote morbid. Or who gives a fuck if you're fat? You want to lose weight, lose weight. If you don't want to lose weight, you don't have to. The important thing is, and this is what the fat body positivity movement's all about. It's about loving yourself, people. It's about saying, you know what? Who gives a fuck if I like nacho cheese Doritos and beer? Who gives a fuck if I like bacon and pizzas and burgers and I don't want to get called a fat ass on YouTube for doing like reviews on like Little Debbie snacks and shit. But I don't care. The fans they send me snacks in the mail, so I'll do reviews on them. It creates content and it puts food in my stomach. Like death fat. That's so fucking retarded, dude.
their morbid fatness. We are out here celebrating people who are morbidly obese. I'm sorry to say, but we have
And why shouldn't we? Like, if we, you know what I'm saying? How would you feel in their circumstance? If you're morbidly obese, you can't lose weight, and you struggle with your health issues, and the only option you have is gastric bypass surgery, and everything else just fails miserably. You know what I'm saying? You'd feel pretty fucking miserable about yourself, and then to have a society look at you like, ugh. Okay, like if fat people aren't your type sexually or dating wise, that's your preference. Just don't be a dick about it. But what's extremely funny about that is hypothetical, you got some like 400-pound chick who wants a dude with six-pack abs, and as soon as she goes after the skinnier guys, and they reject her because it's not their type. they get called the pigs. That being said, ladies, don't give up. If you got a dude who's into working out and he likes heavy lifting, you know what I'm saying? You might find that one dude who's just like, Arnold Schwarzenegger, fucking 6-inch cock. Will make you a cheesecake while he eats your pussy. Yeah, and you'll be happier than sin. I'm telling you right now, it doesn't matter what you look like, YouTube. You can find the person you are looking for in life. It just takes time and patience. And when you let society bully you into feeling depressed about it or overreacting, you're just proving my fucking point. My point being is that sex is not a need, it's a goddamn want. People want to get laid, and they can't. Tough shit, the world's got bigger issues. Meantime, it's just like, oh, hey, could you imagine feeling like crap because people are looking at you like, ugh? It's like, dude, fuck you. You want to judge somebody for being fat? You're a shallow piece of shit in my book.
Than earned whatever asteroid decides to hit this planet. But I digress. Now, where we are and where we started are two radically different things, but it does seem like the mechanics that got us here haven't really changed that much over time. While the exact origins of health at every size, or HAES, are contested, the 1960s appear to be the first time it was pushed as a concept. Before this, there already existed the fat underground.
Because let's be realistic. Women and men are put to the same pressures. They may be shaped differently, but women and men are put to the same pressures.
And other organizations. They weren't mainstream, but they did use many of the talking points we see today from the modern fat acceptance movement.
We demand good health care. I hate it when I go to doctors and they blame all my symptoms on my fat.
By the time the 1980s,
Okay, but can smokers get that then? Because it's like if somebody, and I'm not trying to be a dick, but it's the fucking truth, dude. A bunch of smokers are sitting there standing in a circle, smoking a fucking Winston, like fucking, or smoking a Dunhill cigarette, coughing their asses off, or a Parliament, which I tried Parliaments, they are good. But my main favorite American cigarette would be Marlboro NXTs. That's like my go-to. If I can get a pack of those,
rolled around, HAES had begun to take off in medical circles. The 70s and 80s were a wild ride as far as fitness and diet culture went. And the emphasis wasn't,
oh yeah, freaking Richard Simmons. You can do it!
necessarily being on healthy as it was on being thin.
I feel thin.
Colleen Kieselhorst has lost weight on the Control diet plan. Control works and without stimulant.
It helped me eat less so that I lost weight. It doesn't make you feel.
Okay, you shouldn't. Okay, no, stop. Okay, you shouldn't have to take a pill to eat less. If you want to control your weight, the power is in your hands. You don't need some goddamn dietary supplement bullshit. If you don't want to lose weight, then fuck what society has to say about your body. It's your fucking body, YouTube. If you want to lose weight, eat less, exercise more, that kind of thing, the power is in your hands. Okay, we create our own realities, YouTube. We create our own realities. The power of the mind is a beautiful thing. This would explain Christianity to a 10th degree. Back in the day, people in the biblical times, they didn't have iPods and the internet to entertain them, so they had opioids, marijuana, shrooms, and homemade wine and bread mold and things like that made them see and trip balls and all that kind of thing. So yeah, they didn't have technology to entertain them. They didn't. So it's like, to them, discovering how to make wine was like the greatest invention ever. It's like, oh, hey, we're in the middle of a fucking desert. It's hot. Life sucks and it's miserable and depressing. Oh, hey, Ezekiel is coming over with some of this homemade wine. Wow. Now it's a party.
Or uncomfortable in any way.
Control capsules contain no stimulant, only the strongest, most effective appetite suppressant available without prescription.
Okay, appetite suppressants can fuck off. There's a reason why we get hungry. It's because we're hungry, man. It's your body saying, hey, feed me. Yeah. Appetite suppressant, man.
It was customary to own a leotard or you couldn't even get into the gym. Okay, I made that up, but seriously. Many extremely restrictive low-calorie diets were born out of this time period. The better known of these being the boiled egg or cabbage soup diets, but there are plenty more. I won't lie, this kind of reminds me of the people who think they
And boiled eggs are delicious.
survive by only breathing air. Wow, you're looking good. What's your diet? Photosynthesis. Cabbage. Consuming under 1,200 calories a day of cabbage juice, I think it's cabbage juice, is not hugely sustainable for your average person. But women wanted to be thin. It was all the rage. And the icons of
All the rage because women are held to a higher beauty standard than men, and it's bullshit, you two. This is why you have a bunch of angry feminazis screaming hashtag kill all men on TikTok. While you have women who are saying, you can't tell me how to, you get women who are saying you can't tell them how to shave their pits, which I think is kind of funny. You got a bunch of women who are like, hey, we're sick and tired of being told how to shave our cunts and our pits and our brows and our legs and blah, blah, blah. And here's Manscaped with some hot chick in a bikini going, hey, guys, eh, shave your balls.
time like Cindy Crawford and Madonna exemplifies that. Something I think is worth noting here too
Both very much 80s icons, yes.
is that in the 1980s, there was a strong emphasis on not eating fat. As a result, processed foods became low in fat, but that didn't mean the sugar content.
Okay, I'm going to tell you a secret to diet and exercise. Calories and fat are not the enemy, which is controversial, YouTube, because you're being told by all these fucking asswipes that fat and calories are the enemy. And I'm telling you, it's not. It's what you do with those calories. You know, if you go to like McDonald's and you get like 4 Big Macs and a couple of strawberry shakes and like 4 large fries and 40 McNuggets, and then you just eat it all in one sitting, and then you pass out in a food coma, all that calorie buildup it's gonna make you fat. Like if you sit there and shove it down your gullet, but then you go for a jog or you start weightlifting and motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? It's what you do with those calories. That's the enemy, YouTube. And that's what the whole fat acceptance movement is about. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of shit that's unhealthy for us, but it's like, how the fuck are you gonna sit there and shove delicious fast food in our face and then be like, oh, hey, if you're fat and you're unhealthy? It's like, oh, but then groceries are more expensive. You can go to Taco Bell and fill up on their dollar menu or like any dollar menu type deal when groceries are more expensive than fast food. And it's just like, what? No, it's fucking stupid, you two. You ever go to Kentucky Fried Chicken and get extra crispy drumsticks? And you dip it in their famous Dave's gravy? Ugh. Dude, that's my go-to, man. If I go to KFC, I get a bucket full of drumsticks, extra crispy, and a couple of things of gravy to dip it in. Oh my fucking god, is it good? Oh my, so good, dude.
Lessened as well. If anything, some reading I did suggested that food companies started adding sugar instead for taste. Maybe we can correlate this to why so many foods today have so much added sugar, which has maybe played a role in exacerbating our current obesity.
Okay, instead of caring about the added sugar, I got a thought. How about we care about the unnecessary hormones that are added to our food? I do appreciate you all tuning in to watch me go live. I know it's been a while. It's been a while since I could hold my head up high. There we go. Last two for the case, baby. Let's go. I don't drink like this on the regular, but when I'm doing YouTube, it's fun to because people like watching me do it. Like this dude can, you know.
The epidemic. I don't know why I said maybe. It did work.
Because regrettably, sugar is delicious. It's kind of bullshit to make something as delicious as sugar and then tell us we can't have it, which is only going to make us want to eat it more. Like, oh, sugar's bad for you. You shouldn't have it. So what's it going to make people do? Only they don't call it a drug addiction when you're fucking addicted to sugar. They're just like, oh, that person has a sweet tooth. They have a sweet tooth. I'm like, okay, so when some jack off is texting and driving and kills a bunch of people because they're more paying attention to their cell phone than they are driving. No one blames the cell phone, they blame the user of it. But when it comes to mass shootings, the guns get blamed for it every time. And yet, dude, that fucking recent mass shooting has got me all bummed out, man. These kids are excited for summer vacation, going to summer camp, and just being kids and living life to the fullest, innocent, happy, and carefree, and it's just snuffed out. I almost started crying when I watched the first fucking segment of it. I was just like, seriously, another one? Well, this is why I have a double barrel shotgun, because if anyone tries pulling a mass shooting around me and I'm near my protection, trust and fucking believe. Does the phrase "I'm your huckleberry" mean anything?
That's because of sugarcane, and because nobody wants to go upstairs or go on runs. I am always skeptical of runners. They're kind of like horse people, except they really like their Nike shoes and pavement. Ugh. Now, in 1982, a best-selling book titled Diets Don't Work by Bob Schwartz was published. And rather than promoting restrictive dieting, Schwartz, as well as other doctors and fitness experts, started promoting intuitive eating. Simply, much of the focus was on eating when you're hungry.
Because, eat when you're hungry. Calories are your body's gasoline, YouTube.
Slowly eat what your body craves and stop when you're full. A year after the release of this book,
Eat what your body craves, stop when you're full. Pretty reasonable.
1983, Karen Carpenter of the Carpenters died of heart failure caused by anorexia, although there is speculation she abused other medications to induce vomiting and what have you. People were clearly and obviously shocked, and it started a public conversation about the effects of extreme dieting and the
Oh,
quest
rest
for
in peace, Karen Carpenter.
fitness. I think it's also very important to note that the birth of Healthy at Every Size in the 1980s was speaking to a completely different shaped population. I mean, on the nose of it, obesity rates have doubled since the 1980s.
And the internet has made it worse. Can I just say that? When you got women who are photoshopping themselves for their Instagram followers. Prostitution is perfectly illegal, but if you want to pay to see a chick naked without having sex with her, you can do that through OnlyFans. And what fucking high hell lick of sense does that make? You want my opinion? Prostitution should be legal for people 21 and up, both to perform it and to slash get it. And if the health regulations and restrictions, and if you're required to wear a condom every time you do it, and everyone's super anal about the safety and all that, you can make a legitimate, safe business out of it. Think about it. Some poor bastard trying to bring a chick home for the night, and no one's taken to him. And then the chicks are just as shallow as the men they complain about, and vice versa. So this poor bastard walks into the whorehouse and says, yeah, here's my state ID. It says I'm old enough. Here's my STI history. Well, okay, Mr. Johnson, here you go. All right, so what would you like? And Mr. Johnson says he'd like a blowjob from a nice young lady, and all he has to do is say, well, here's our chicks available right now. And then, like, he picks the hottest one he can get, straps on a condom, gets his dick sucked, blows his load in the condom. If you charge like $60 for a good blowjob, okay, and you give 40 of it to the hooker, and then the other 20, $10 goes to the government, and then $10 goes to the whorehouse. It's basic economics. How many times do we catch politicians with hookers and drugs, and then as soon as the citizens do it, we're the assholes that need rehab? And it's like, fuck you.
And your average person is about 20 pounds or 9 kilos heavier than they were back during that time. One 2015 study even found that people today are about 10% heavier than people were in the 80s, even if they follow the exact same diet and exercise plans. I'm sorry to say that society has made you fat, and there's no other option.
Now, here's the thing of it. Certain foods are higher in calories. And if you want to have food that gives you fuel, like you'll have high calorie food that gives you a shit ton of energy, but you burn out quickly. You feel me? You with me on this? Healthier foods will give you the energy you need to move and exercise and all that. But higher calorie foods will give you the same energy, but you'll burn out more quickly. So you have to consume higher amounts of it, kind of thing. And calories are not the enemy, okay? It's what you do with the calorie intake. If you go to your favorite fast food restaurant and eat like everything on the menu and then just sit on your ass and pass out in a food coma, god damn it, of course you're gonna get fat. But you go to your favorite fast food restaurant and eat like half of the entire fucking menu, then you hit the gym and work out for 4 hours. All the calories just gave yourself, it's gonna go into powering those muscles. Okay, that's the secret, YouTube. You don't need some, you know what I'm saying? There might be a small percentage of people who have like, it's just like people who have a high metabolism. They can't control being fat. But outside of that, like you can still, even if you're at a point where the only option you have is gastric bypass surgery and you're worried about losing weight, you can maintain your weight to a certain point before you're, you know what I'm saying? If you're one of the select few people who just, but honestly, who gives a shit? If you're fat, you're skinny. As long as you ain't a fucking asshole, who gives a shit, dude?
You accept to go and get absorbed by your local gym. So a key takeaway is that healthy at every size still meant a smaller size than now. I will note again that by the end of
Yeah, I like smoking out of my corn cob pipe. However, when the corn cob gets a little warm and you poke a small hole in the bottom of it, it kind of sucks. So your boy Cobra, look what I did right there. I took an Angry Orchard hard cider beer cap, and I squished it flat. And I used Gorilla Glue, some clear drying Gorilla Glue, and I glued it to the bottom of my corncob pipe, minus the diameter of the hole. So I lined the lid up and then configured it with the hole, and then stuck it on there. So there's no glue around the edge of the hole or in the middle of it. And then I took a screen, a pipe screen, and put it in the bottom above that hole where it burnt out. And then when I smoke out of it, I don't go heavy on it. If it gets a little warm, I let it cool off, kind of thing. It's nice. And I was able to preserve my corncob pipe with that little trick. Isn't that cool? It'd be cheaper to get a corncob pipe, but it's like, come on, dude, I got to smoke out of it in the bottom of it, you know. Yeah.
the 1980s, there were still books being written about fat acceptance and how you can be fat and healthy. Although, like I said, these weren't particularly mainstream and they were still, at the time, quite fringe. Fast forward about 20 years and Tumblr was born. It became a safe haven for social justice orientated people, and Hayes found a home there. A year later, in 2008, a book was released called Health at Every Size by Lindo Bacon, who identifies as genderqueer and is a
Wait, his last name is Bacon, and oh, you can't make this up. That is gold. I love it. His last name is Bacon, and he preaches health at any size. I love it. I like bacon too, so like I'm not gonna talk smack. Like I love bacon. Oh, bacon. That's why the shirt I made for Independence Day, it has the United States shaped out of bacon with the Liberty Bell on the front of it, placed perfectly so the tip of Texas is merged with like the yoke on the bell, and it's a cool shirt. Take a couple cigarette butts, and just stuff them into my pipe, give them a little squeeze. And yeah, I managed to fix the corncob pipe without having to buy a new one. They sell these at Walgreens for pretty cheap, but it still has that sweet taste to it. And if I'm careful about scraping it out, once that hole started forming, I performed the necessary, the necessary, the necessary movements. Oh. You ever take like and so yeah, like it saved my corn cob legitimately. Back when my apartment still allowed smoking indoors, which I don't mind that they stopped. I fought it at my last place. It didn't work. I like living up here, so it's one of those things, pretty straightforward. But before they banned it, I got to smoke this Like I sat down with like George Bruno on YouTube and like smoked a pipe with him live on video, and it was like that was kind of cool, watching a fellow pipe smoker on YouTube, and what I'm saying, getting to smoke with him. It was cool, dude.
Them. I wonder if they them themselves before or after they became a fat acceptance person.
This person asks, would you be open to talking more about how being fat ties into gender identity?
The book
of course they're gonna take it to that level. Where being fat has to do with your gender identity, and it's just like, okay, sometimes people make a bigger deal out of the situation than they need to. That excludes pretty much everything except sickos because fuck them. Might go outside and have a couple puffs on my corn cob, and while the stream's still going, or come back in, and we're gonna talk about what Cool tasted. Okay, because I don't care if I'm about to be out of beer. I'm on my last one. I kind of feel like he's just clout chasing me, man. Like I stuck up for that fool. I said to myself, I'm not gonna act like I'm better than him because because I can now legally see I've gotten eye surgeries. I'm not gonna act like I'm better than him because health wise I've got it better. And I'm not gonna act like I'm better than Cool Taste because I got more subscribers. I try to be humble about my successes and how good I have it. I really do. Because there are people out there who have it so much worse. You ever tried cherry pipe tobacco? It's delicious. Once you got your pipe and your tobacco, you need your pipe tool and your lighter. You give it a light, and then you take your tamper, tamp it down, give it another light, and just puff on it, and then there you go. If you didn't pack your pipe too tight, you'll be able to taste like the air going through your stem and your bowl. Pretty straightforward. Smoking a pipe, yeah, dude. I've always wanted to do that ever since I was a kid. I've always been fascinated by the art, and the smell of pipe tobacco was just amazing. And I got a private little big ass bag of pipe tobacco left underneath me. But then I also got a couple of butts in the old tray here, and it's just like, oh hey, you save the cigarette butts from when you're done smoking instead of putting them in the tray outside. You put them in your tray inside, and then when you run out of pipe tobacco or you run out of cigarettes, you can just be like, oh, you take your butts and squeeze them into the pipe. And it's cool because I like the way I repaired it. The pipe now works. Like now I could smoke out of it. The screen on the bottom is caked with tobacco and resin ash kind of thing. And it's keeping this corn cob alive. A lot of people who are just like, they get a corn cob and they smoke it and they scrape it and they clean it and they get like a little hole in the bottom, and it's like, oh, god damn it. That's why corn cob pipes are so fucking cheap. You know what I'm saying, YouTube? Like the pipe tobacco, I want to tell you right now, like when it comes to like cigarette tobacco, pipe tobacco has way less chemicals. If anything, pipe smoking is the healthiest form to get your nicotine fix. And I like it. Like I get a trusty pipe and some cherry pipe tobacco, and You don't, traditionally pipe smokers do not inhale it, but I occasionally inhale the pipe tobacco. Like I'll take a big old rip of it, and I inhale my pipe tobacco on my cigars. That's just me personally. If you're a cigar or pipe connoisseur and you're like, well, that's sacrilegious. Well, good for you. That's the way you do it. This is the way I do it. This corncob pipe had a hole burnt out in it from being used. And me being like with corncob pipes, you got to be careful when you smoke out of them. If they get too hot and then you go to scrape it, you can poke a hole in the bottom of it. So let it cool off till it's ice cold before you go and start cleaning it. Otherwise, you're going to get a big hole in the bottom of your corn cob, and pipe smokers, you know what I'm talking about. But I'm like, what if I could fix my corn cob pipe instead of having to buy a new one? Because I've had history with this one. I like the sentimental value of it. So I'm like, okay, diameter. The hole in the middle of it wasn't too bad. I took a Angry Orchard hard cider beer cap and I flattened it, and then I took some clear drying Gorilla Glue and put the glue on the cap around on the inside of it and the diameter of the hole inside the bowl from here to here. I left that spot blank of any sort of clear drying Gorilla Glue, and I clamped it with a vice clamp. And then as soon as the glue dried, I took the bowl out and I took a screen that you use for pipes and then stuck the screen in the spot where the hole was at and just left it in there. And that seems to have fixed the issue. I was able to repurpose a pipe that had broken, which I think is kind of cool. I'm not trying to spurg about it, but. And because I left the glue off of the diameter of the hole, I don't taste glue when I smoke it because I let it dry. And I refurbished this corncob pipe without having to buy a new one, which they're not too expensive, man. You go to Walgreens and you can get them. Your drugstores, drugs are bad, but we have drugstores. How does that work, right?
Conversations about weight being the sole marker for health, which we'll come back to shortly.
Which a lot of pipe smokers are going to cringe super hard watching me take a cigarette butt and that last little bit of tobacco and just giving it a pinch and a twist and squeezing it into the bowl and giving it a pack and packing it down in there. Putting cigarette tobacco in a pipe might make a lot of pipe smokers go, "You sacrilegious bastard." And I'm over here like, Houston, we have draw. So I'm gonna go out and smoke my pipe for a bit and come back in, do the do.
The bacon. Tumblr, for those of you who can remember.
And if you want to learn how to smoke a pipe, there are plenty of videos on YouTube that give you proper demonstration, not just my own over the years, but it's pretty fucking easy. You pack your bowl full of your tobacco or weed, whatever. Like, I'm not gonna lie, cherry pipe tobacco mixed with weed is really fucking tasty. You put like a spliff in a bowl, you grind up your weed, and then you layer it with like tobacco weed, tobacco weed, tobacco weed, tobacco, and then like the top layer, just smoke it, dude. Like all the tobacco will keep it going, and just what I'm saying. If your pipe goes out, it happens. Don't worry about it.
Weird place with weird subcultures. One of the most destructive, however, was the pro-self-damage and pro-eating disorder, or ED as I'm going to refer to it, content. A 2012 article noted that these top communities had gotten so bad and so impactful that Tumblr itself had to institute a policy against thinspo posts.
So because people, and that's just it, you got a bunch of people who are like, they can't control how skinny they are. They can't control how fat they are. And it's just like if they're trying to have thin inspiration or fat inspiration, they get censored by by the system, and I'm just like, I got a pretty sweet cane that has a built-in pipe, and I want to make it for cool taste. So like I got the colors and everything. I get some painter's tape after a bit. I'll make it for cool taste if he wants. I don't want drama with cool taste. We're both YouTubers from the same goddamn town. So like the idea of cool taste versus Cobra, it's fucking stupid, dude.
Content designed to inspire thin women to be even thinner. There's a lot.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked when women are already feeling self-conscious about the way they look and they're already pretty thin to begin with. You're inspiring them to be thinner. That's why we have the body positivity movement, ladies and gentlemen, because women are overly sexualized in our society and put to a higher beauty standard than, men are. Albeit I got a little bit of a beer gut. I ain't gonna stunt, and like earlier on Crystal's stream when I took my shirt off, I'd suck my beer gut in because even I feel self-conscious about it. I'm not gonna stop drinking beer just because I got a beer gut, but maybe cut down on a little bit just so I'm not drinking all the time. And I've actually learned to manage that pretty fine. But everyone has a drink, and then y'all want to judge me because, oh yeah, Cobra likes to drink. Kiss my ass, dude. Yeah. Like, okay, here's the thing of it. Pipe smoking and cigarettes, they're different. Pipe smoking is so relaxing, dude. You got a fucking fat bowl of some sweet, delicious aromatic pipe tobacco. There were two kinds of pipe tobacco, your aromatic and your non-aromatic. Aromatic pipe tobacco is your flavored stuff like your cherry or apricot. Uh, if you want to smoke a pipe like your boy King Cobra, you're gonna have to wait till you're 21 and up. If you're gonna smoke tobacco, pipe smoking is the healthiest way to do it. Like, dude, the smell of cherry pipe tobacco is just exquisite, and the taste is just, oh, dude. And you're sitting there relaxing, puffing on your pipe, just like, even if you don't inhale your pipe tobacco, when you take a drag off your pipe, you hold it in your mouth and kind of taste it, and then slowly let it exit your mouth. It's like sipping on a fine wine, or you can inhale it, your choice. But the compliments I get when I'm smoking my pipe in public, like, oh, nice pipe. That smells like my grandfather. That reminds me of my father or my uncle. So yeah, like pipe smoking tends to have a bit more sophistication versus like to me it's weird 'cause I'm a tobacco connoisseur, but like if you're seen smoking a pipe, it's seen as less trashy as someone smoking a cigarette. And I'm like, yeah, but fuck you. It's because pipe tobacco has less chemicals, and theoretically, I know this for a fact. Pipe smoke smells a lot better to non-smokers than cigarette smoke does. Pipesandcigars.com had this thing where you could create your own custom blend. And I did too. I made a cherry peach chocolate pipe tobacco that had like black Cavendish, chocolate, cherry, and peach pipe tobaccos. And they mixed it up and it was so good. That's taking me back, dude. And I ordered a big ass bag of it mixed. And it definitely got compliments from the non-smokers in my family when I'm lighting up my pipe and smoking in front of my family. They're like, "Oh, that smells nice." I'm like, "Yeah, dude." We're not here to talk about the fine art and the relaxing, subtle form of pipe smoking.
this online today, but on most social media platforms, including YouTube, it's mostly banned. Which is why I once again have
It's
to use
banned because of the system in play, because nobody wants to be called fat or to be made to feel like they feel like shit because of their body. Nobody wants to be made to feel like shit because of the way they look or by our hypocritical, self-righteous, judgmental society.
weird language to discuss all of this. Also,
Weird language? Oh, like the words like mansplaining. Whenever, that's why women and men don't share their emotions, to be brutally honest. If men try to communicate, we're told you're just mansplaining. If women try to communicate, they get told you're just nagging. And it's just like, I don't generally hate people. I just hate the way our society acts sometimes. Yeah. It's Memorial Day, and I'm polishing off the 12-pack of Bud Light that I had, in addition to the Vanilla Cobras. So I've been celebrating Memorial Day a day in advance, because you know how Cobra does. And them Vanilla Cobras are just exquisite. I got a tobacco craving. I'm fixing to go outside and just enjoy the beautiful early summer spring nights. Now, even though pipe tobacco is theoretically the healthiest form of pipe tobacco, even if you don't inhale, you can risk getting throat cancer, mouth cancer, tongue cancer, and possibly dying of a heart attack. So that even though pipe tobacco is the healthiest form of smoking tobacco, it still has some health risks. But the benefits is you're having a stressful day, you take time to load your favorite pipe. I don't honestly, I don't have a favorite pipe. I got the corn cob that I fixed. I got my oldest pipe in my collection, and I got my Savinelli, and then I got the shittiest one I tried to make.
realized while I was looking at these pictures, I used to do this sort of crap as a teenager. And who's to say, maybe post-edit
Yeah, I know the feeling, Sydney. Oh, I do.
Sydney will show you some of these exceedingly embarrassing pictures.
Oh, the shit I did when I was younger was so cringe. All of it wasn't horrible. There's a couple things I regret doing, but I still got chicks when I was younger, dude. Like Saunders doing the no hand grind. Yeah, dude. People naturally, even though I had my social quirks, I've noticed growing up that people were naturally drawn to me. Like, I was born to entertain people.
Greetings, children. It is me, post-edit Sydney. And yeah, let's laugh at how I used to look, because that's what you guys love doing that anyway. Okay, yeah, so here's this, and that's embarrassing. Also really embarrassing. I don't know.
Dude, you see someone posting a dramatic black and white photo, it says skinny enough, and you can see their fucking ribs, and they're just wasting away. And they write it in Sharpie as a question on the side of their.
I drew on myself. That's confusing. This one, I guess my hand is broken off from my wrist. That is horrifying. I suppose now
Now, what's happening here is Sydney Watson is seeing basically a repeat of her teenage years of feeling like I'm not skinny enough, and then just being dramatic because you can be. Because when I was a teenager, I was also dramatic. But like I said in previous videos, when you're a teenager, your perspective changes when you're a 31-year-old adult versus, oh, you just turned 18, you think you know everything, and then the world kind of knocks you down a couple of pegs, and then you realize, okay, you realize to be humble. Now, often people who have smoked cigarettes or who are trying to quit smoking cigarettes would try smoking a pipe. Before vaping was the big thing, if you were to quit smoking, people would be like, well, give pipe smoking a try. And that's the thing of it. I'm not going to quit smoking. I can cut down on it, but I'm not going to quit.
part of Alien, so there is that too. And you know, this last one, this is fun. I want to know what this leaf is all about. Who thought this was a good idea? I don't know. Teenagers were weird. That's all. Back to the video. I'm so glad I didn't have social media during this period of my life.
And you know, today's kids are more confused than we were when we were younger, and it's sad. I feel sorry for the younger generations, to be honest.
Teenage girls, it gets better, I think. Now, something I found really interesting here is that this Tumblr policy is still in place. However, no such policy exists for anybody trying to glorify obesity. Much like how the emergence of extreme diet culture in the
I don't think they're glorifying it so much as just saying, you know what? That's why it's called body positivity. And yes, there are some people who, just like anything else, will abuse the system in play and use it for selfish reasons and personal gain. But on the outward, when it comes to things like the Me Too movement and body positivity, it's saying, hey, we all have things that are imperfect that we view as, you know, oh, hey. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're hungry, but you know what I'm saying? That's the thing about eating disorders is even when you're hungry and you're naturally hungry and your inclination is eat, spend time with your loved ones and your friends and your family. But like the eating disorder part of you says, no, you're fat, you're ugly, you're nah, 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 nah. So then of course you starve yourself because you feel like you're fat. And that's you know what? Who cares? When people are saying healthy at every size, they're not trying to literally say, okay, we don't care how fat you are, you're healthy at every size. What they're trying to do is make people feel better about the way they look. And at face value, that's not a bad thing. Making people feel better about themselves because, according to society, oh, you're less attractive. Kiss my Asperger's.
Prompted the creation of haze, the extreme ED culture in the mid-2000s may have also prompted the development of increasingly radical
Wait, what was that post? Hold up, I'm gonna rewind it. Shaming fat people for being fat is like shaming gay people for being gay. I totally agree with that. Whoever posted that on social media, 100, dude.
Also prompted the development of increasingly radical
Keep calm and end your diet. That's funny.
Fat ideologies on Tumblr.
That some people get so infuriated by the
Okay, actually rant in my head about this all the time because
Rant inside your head. I totally know the feeling.
I think there's so much politics wrapped up in how people take their coffee and what we say about them. And I think a lot.
That's the truth. I agree with this chick. It's not necessarily just, oh, hey, your coffee. It's just everything you do. Everything we do is judged. People make fun of me for the way I look, or they trash talk me after they ask for a fucking handout, like, oh, hey, Cobra, can you help me with my YouTube channel? I want to be as famous as you. And then as soon as I give them what they want and they get a little bit of clout, it's okay, Cobra, fuck you, you piece of shit. So, like, yeah, this chick gets it. I'm getting judged for my drink combos. People are calling me a faggot and a little bitch boy because I like flavored drinks, and I'm like, I'm the one secure enough with my sexuality, putting myself out there, and y'all are just fucking jealous. Anyone who attacks me for the way I look is insecure with the way they look. Anyone who calls me this and that is just insecure with this and that themselves, you know?
It just comes down to fat phobia and sexism.
I mean, yeah, sexism's kind of a problem because lately it seems like if you're sexist towards women, you're immediately hailed as the biggest piece of shit. But if everyone, including women, are sexist towards cisgendered men, nobody says shit, and then they want to bitch about equality. I'm like, the look on Sydney Watson's face right now is just like, like, oh, it's been a good Memorial Day. I got to spend time with my dad. I got a new phone. So now I'm able to go live. Fucking, yeah, dude.
I swear to you, these people can make anything into victimhood. In a sense, they were competing.
And that's the problem with it. Everyone's trying to be the next big thing. Everyone's trying to get everyone to feel sorry for themselves. And it's so frustrating. Hold up, YouTube. I sense a troll slaying moment. YouTube. The trolls can piss off. Cheers. Oh, that's better. Yes, had to drain the king cobra. The eggs were full of piss.
Communities of those who were pro-Anna and those who were pro-body positivity. And the pro-body positivity subculture started to use Lindo Bacon's ideology as a basis for their own. The Bacon had said some questionable things already. But like, at this point, I mean, I just, listen, which one of these people hasn't? Fat isn't the problem. Dieting is the problem. A society
The fact that we got his last name is Bacon. Oh my God, that's why life is beautiful to some extent. It's one of many reasons, but that right there, like one of those, you can't make this shit up. Coffee mug full of drink combo.
that rejects anyone whose body shape or size doesn't match an impossible ideal is the problem. The Bacon outwardly rejected common knowledge such as
That is kind of a problem. Everyone's beauty standards are different. You know? One person's definition of perfection is different than your idea. Your definition of reality is different from someone else's definition of reality. Last drink combo for the night. I'm not going to give Cool Taste too much attention because he's just doing it for clout. After the way, everything played out, I'm like, okay, I see how it is kind of thing. But I want to thank my fans for tuning into this live stream. People are like, it's been too long, Cobra. We've wanted to see you go live for so long. You haven't been live in weeks. I'm like, what? My regular videos aren't good enough? And it's like, it's not even like that. Fans can interact with other fans while you go live. That's why people like it. And I'm like, all right, all right. That combo. That's how I made the combo nation right there, yeah.
Obesity leading to a shorter life and greater health complications, insisting one could even be obese and perfectly healthy. Okay, well, this is why I have to navigate people.
Well, that can happen, You got people who are obese, but they got healthy blood work and everything, so stranger things have happened.
Obesity mobiles in the supermarket. All of this set much of the stage for how the body positivity movement in the early 2000s went from being about accepting yourself regardless of conventional attractiveness to actively discouraging people from associating weight with health in any situation. And it just got worse from there. Fast forward about a decade, and we birthed a TikTok, the new pro-social justice social media platform. And similar to Tumblr, it has both a large ED community and a huge fat acceptance community. Another thing I will add here is that in my travels of TikTok, I found that searching for specific kinds of content gave me numbers for the National ED Association. Thank you for thinking of me, TikTok. That was genuinely nice of you. You're still demonic. However, as per usual,
Demonic, you say? Yes, fetch me their souls.
you can search fat acceptance and other related terms until you're blue in the face, which they often are. But like I mentioned, the fat acceptance community we see today has morphed into something truly breathtaking. Do not make another joke about being out of breath. Seriously. In addition to centering around the elimination of social stigma and negative attitudes that might be harmful for overweight people, the fat acceptance movement has morphed into fat liberation, which we will talk about in just a second. Now, parts of this subculture,
and rightfully so, when you lived in a generation, this is my whole point. Like, you have a society that is oppressed pretty much everyone except straight white people who are relatively skinny. Everyone else has gotten shit for it at some point. And it's just like, okay,
that weight loss of any sort is fat phobic. The community
and now I live in a society where it's like if you want to lose weight, it's not considered fat phobic, not a personal choice, regardless of what you say or what society says. And that's where it's just like, someone give me drink combo because that making no sense. Now I called it a blue cobra, but seeing it in my coffee mug, it's just like it's all dark green. That's a pretty drink combo. Pretty and tasty.
actively shames you for losing weight. Take, for example, the singer Lizzo, who did a juice cleanse and was aggressively attacked. Another singer, Adele, lost a lot of weight, looks awesome, and people attacked her. Even Tess Holliday had to note that her
Well, looking awesome is a personal opinion. And yeah, I was on this tangent earlier about how Tess Holliday lost some weight and all the people were losing their shit, calling her a fat phobic piece of crap. But when she first rose to fame, everyone was praising her because finally, and it's just like you're going to make it all about the way her body looks and not about her amazing singing voice. And that's my fucking point, YouTube. I'm just like, it shouldn't be about her weight. Wait, isn't Adele a beautiful singer regardless of what she looks like? Oh, it doesn't work like that because you no longer a representation. Right.
at fitness are not to lose weight, that she still continues to engage in fat people behavior. I don't know if she actually, used those words. There's
And who cares? Who fucking cares?
any words. Anyway, she said she eats Cheetos, and I don't know, Cheetos are gross, so there's that. But this is not just
You don't like Cheetos? That's your choice. I think Cheetos are delicious.
isolated to celebrities. Plenty of other fat influencers have noted these things in videos and other content that they've made about the topic. And all of this is to appease a community who will abuse you for bettering yourself. The community who also believes certifiably.
Yes, and there are people out there who are too fucking lazy to do what they want to do, and so they abuse others for clout, for views, and for acceptance points. And you start to realize how shitty and shallow our society really is.
True things like obesity is mostly genetic, which, like, genes play a role, but they don't play the role.
Yeah, genetics, your genetics are, yeah.
Determine if you're short, not rotund. They believe eating less and exercising don't work, that you can be healthy and fat. And we're not just talking about being a little chubby, we're talking obesity.
The idea that fat people are promoting obesity is nonsense. I know. Not everybody can achieve this. So,
I mean, no, they can't, but at the same time, yes, they can. I'm pretty sure if you ate like crap for about 2 years and sat on your ass. The problem with this is, and you're going to say I'm a dick for saying it, it's easier to become morbidly obese. It's more easier to become super fat than it is to become super fit. And the problem here is that there is no problem. Like, fat people should be accepted just as much as skinny people, but don't sit here and act like you're better than the skinny people because, oh, not everyone can achieve this. All of a sudden, all I hear is ho 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 jabba dabba dabba the poodle ho 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 ho.
skinny.
Skinny legend.
Skinny legend. Soak it in. Soak it in, boys.
I don't wanna.
Today, I'd like to take a moment to glorify obesity. Ooh, yes.
Okay, if we're not allowed to glorify being super skinny, then maybe we shouldn't be allowed to glorify being morbidly obese. If you want to accept people for their body types, that's cool. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like that was the thing. Like being morbidly skinny was perfectly acceptable, and now we're seeing a reverse in that. And it's like neither should be accepted. At the same time, you shouldn't judge people for their bodies. Like if someone, you don't know what they're going through.
Part of the problem here is that we've seen an increase in the amount of brands and companies using genuinely obese models in their advertising campaigns, suggesting
Your definition or my definition?
that this kind of body type is completely natural and completely normal. This is such a far cry from curvy models in days gone by who, while they weren't, waif thin, were certainly not obese or overweight.
And here's the thing of it. I had a chick I went to high school with. You might know her as the legendary Alicia. I'm not going to say her last name because, But she posted a picture on social media of herself in a bra and panties wearing pigtails. Her blonde hair was put into pigtails. And she captioned the photo with, "I'm not ashamed of my curves." And this was in like the cave person days of this whole fucking movement. Prior to her posting that picture, the idea of the perfect woman was someone who was super skinny and had nothing. And you know what I'm saying? And Alicia posted a picture to social media saying, "I'm not ashamed of my curves." And when I read the comments on her photos, it was just like people are trash talking her. And I'm like, wow. That's the internet for you, dude. You could have a totally gorgeous chick and everyone sees it and she's confident with the way she is. But some people are so insecure with themselves, they gotta trash talk others to make themselves feel better. And it's just like, on top of that, my trolls are jealous and I know some really hot chicks. So instead of just being like, "Damn, Cobra, I respect your game, that's what's up," it's nope. You know what I'm saying? The only reason my trolls harass chicks that I know is because they're jealous of the chicks that I know. That's the truth, dude. Otherwise, they wouldn't give a fuck. They'd be like, "Oh, who the fuck is this Alicia Rhodey chick?" kind of thing. It's just some chick Cobra knows of, Wow, get over it. It's high school kind of thing. No. I'm jealous because Cobra knows really hot chicks, so I'm gonna harass him and blah blah blah. It's just like at some point you have to stop and say to yourself, what are you doing with your fucking life? Cobra's moved on past high school, and you're jealous of his life. That's the fucking truth, dude.
This also feeds into the fatness spectrum that I didn't know existed until recently. They're called categories, if you will, and they determine who sits where on the oppression spectrum. If you're a size 18.
It's not the oppression spectrum. The fact that, okay, we can't categorize things or do anything without it being, oh, you're just trying to get oppression points. You're just virtue signaling. This is why I fucking hate our society, because you can't do anything anymore without some bigoted fucking cocksucker being like, "You're just virtue signaling. You're just trying to get oppression points." And I'm like, "Excuse me, but we're all oppressed in some shape or form." This is why Love and Vanity goes so hard, because it forces us to say, hey, women and men are not victims, they're not oppressors, they're both. And it makes people feel uncomfortable when they face the truth. Like, okay, women and men are fucking cunts to each other, and nobody wants to say, hey, you know what? I don't represent all of my gender, but it's not my fault. I'm a decent person, so fuck the assholes in my gender. And nobody focuses on that. It's just all the assholes who ruin it for everyone. That's how it is. It's the fucking truth, dude. Assholes ruin it for everyone except for sickos. Fuck sickos.
you're significantly less oppressed than an infinifat, and therefore aren't positioned to contradict the opinions.
Everyone's oppressed to some degree, so that's why I don't agree with what Sydney Watson's saying right here. We're all oppressed by something.
Of the fatter-ups. Sometimes I feel like I'm living in an Amy Schumer comedy sketch, and they're just waiting to see how far they can push me before I...
Oh, Amy Schumer says the word cunt, and if you don't laugh at Amy Schumer saying the word cunt, you're a sexist. But a man says it and he's a fucking pig, and then the same women that bitch about this crap also go off on a tangent about gender equality. I'm like, why does that sound familiar? Like the assholes who are harassing J.K. Rowling because she's tired of people taking advantage of the trans community and tired of women getting raped and men getting away with it. Instead of looking at it from her perspective, it's automatically she's a transphobe. The same fucking assholes who are like, we're sick and tired of being harassed by the straight cisgender community. So what do? They fucking gang stalk and dox J.K. Rowling's address with picket signs like "Stop being a sissy." A sissy? Is that like some kind of derogatory term for cisgendered folks? Because I'm pretty sure if someone called you a faggot for wearing a dress and you were like, you're straight but you identify as trans, you know what I'm saying? You throw a fucking political fit about pronouns, but hey, harass the people you complain about harassing you, because that's totally gonna make everything better, right? Fuck you. My point being is if you're a chick or you're a member of the LGBTQ plus, harassing the side you're fighting, sometimes being a bigger dick doesn't solve everything. Believe me, it's satisfactory when you proved your point to the point where it's just like everyone now hates you because you're right. Like, okay, you proved your fucking point. Now everyone hates you for being a self-righteous asshole in their opinion. But your opinion is, yeah, I tell it like it is, and you can't handle the truth. That's why you're pissed at me. And it's just like, well, Cobra's the asshole for telling it like it is. But meanwhile, that's because I'm forcing you to have conversations you don't want to have.
Of delete. This brings us to fat liberation, which is just like
Who cares, Sydney?
That just...
Let me ask Sydney Watson. I'm not here to attack anyone, but like Sydney Watson, honey, if you were one of these fat chicks and you had to go through the struggles of being fat, of people looking at you like you're less of a person or less attractive because you're overweight, you would have a different take on it.
It's arguably the most bizarre part of this whole journey, and it's a weird cocktail of social justice and fat acceptance.
A weird cocktail, you say? There's a great way to pick up on chicks for a little chuckle. It's like, pardon me, madam, can I interest you in a stiff cock? Excuse me? Let me finish. Stiff cocktail. Oh, you're a cheeky bastard. Yes, I'd be down for a drink. That's the kind of respect that women command and get from our society. Yet if you act upon it, you're a simp. Women will bitch when men aren't gentlemen, and as soon as we try to be gentlemen, we're simp shamed for it. I'm like, why does that sound familiar? Oh wait, because dudes want chicks to suck our dicks, and as soon as the ladies give us some pussy, they're slut shamed for it. I'm like, can we just stop this fucking bullshit? Stop slut shaming and stop simp shaming. That's what I say. You cannot expect men to be decent to women and then treat them like shit as soon as they try to be nice. It's like,
and gender theory and critical race theory.
And critical race theory is important. It reminds us of why we're no longer the racist assholes we were brought up in our history. That being said, I'm sick and tired of having my ancestors' white racist bullshit thrown in my fucking face. Okay, if I had Stewie Griffin's fucking time machine, I'd go back in time and be like, we all bleed the same color of blood. Long as you ain't a sick fuck, I don't see why we can't have equality. And I'd change things for the better, but what do I know, right?
Fat liberation took fat acceptance one step further, which was already an extreme mutation of the 1980s health at every size. Fat liberation isn't just about destigmatizing fatness and not being mean to people who happen to be overweight, but
But here's the thing of it, Sydney Watson. How would you feel if people were just mean to you because you were fat and you couldn't control it? Like, straight up, dude, straight the fuck up. You're born into a life where you're overweight your entire life, doctors, your parents, your siblings, your coworkers, your classmates, everyone just crapping on you because you're fat and you can't fucking control it. That's why we have this movement. That's why I'm telling you right now, I don't give a fuck what you look like. Next time you go to take a shower, I want you to stand, or a bath, you're bathing, stand naked in front of the mirror for at least 5 to 10 minutes and say, I'm sexy. I'd fuck me. Give your ass a little spank and be like, oh yeah. Oh, I'd fuck me. Oh yeah, I would. I want you to feel that confidence. So when you get in the shower, you get out of the shower, you're clean, you're feeling that confidence. You're like, yeah. And then when you feel that, take on the world, dude.
out against the concept of thinness altogether and treating fatness as though it is a discriminated against social class and an immutable characteristic.
It is, though. It is. Like, it depends on the period of time, because there are times in our society where if you were heavier, you were seen as more important. And then there were times in our history where it's like today, it just depends on,
on this page about fat oppression, and while the fact that I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience and that should be enough, let's bring some research into the mix. Starting with employment, fat people are less likely to get the jobs and promotions they are qualified for, and
that's because they have to be oh my god, we're gonna pull this argument. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. I get so tired of people being like, because you're a woman or because you're this and that, you can't get the job. It's because you're not qualified for the job. Stop race baiting and fat phobic baiting and transphobic, poor me baiting everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry, but yes. Is it bullshit when you get made fun of and bullied for being different, fat, gay, straight, whatever? Yeah, it's bullshit. But at the same time, the world doesn't fucking revolve around you. Just because my fucking YouTube handle is King Cobra JFS, I don't expect people to call me King Cobra. I don't treat people like second class citizens. I don't expect people to kiss my ass or be impressed or bow down to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck that. That's why when I got people going on YouTube saying, oh, Cobra, you're trying too hard, and I'm like, you don't even fucking know me, dude. And I'm like, at some point, it's like, okay, you see some random fat chick on TikTok just going off about the fat acceptance movement. You'd be like, okay, are you just looking for a reason to be pissed off? Because we try to give you people acceptance. You people, it seems a little derogatory, but we're all people, man, so fuck it. And fuck sickos, I'll drink to that. That's the last of it, folks. I don't care if people donate money to my PayPal. If you do, it's greatly appreciated. Um, After the stream tomorrow, I'll upload a video giving you all shout outs. If you do donate to my PayPal, that's what's up.
less money than their thin counterparts across the board for doing the exact same work.
This is the same old argument. And it's like, theoretically speaking, not trying to be a dick, but are you qualified for the job?
People are denied health insurance and medical care.
Well, and that's kind of unfair that people are denied health insurance because they're fat. I fully agree. But from the insurer's perspective, it'd be like somebody who's like, yeah, I know I smoke and I eat like crap, but can you give me health insurance? Paid from the taxpayers. So, well, the taxpayers are paying for your health insurance. You sit there and basically flip them off while you're shoving a Big Mac down your throat and then smoking a cigarette afterwards. That's why health insurance are kind of like, eh. And you know what? It's crap because that should be your natural God given right. You want to fucking eat like shit and have a cigarette? Fuck what everybody else would think.
Experience medical malpractice and medical negligence. Yeah.
You want to talk about medical malpractice? These fucking bureaucrat fucking cocksucking motherfuckers are more worried about how much nicotine's in our fucking cigarettes, right? But hey, the hormones in our children's food, fuck it, right? All the side effects with all the prescription drugs we take. Oh, you're depressed, take an antidepressant. Side effects may include thoughts of suicide. Fuck suicide. It's like, really? Like, oh, okay, if I had a daughter who was like theoretically 8 or 9 years old and she already started getting tits in her first period, I'd be like, you're not even a teenager yet. Oof, too many hormones in our food. But nobody wants to have that conversation. Nope, too much nicotine in your tobacco. And it's like, oh, we can't have that. No, we can't have that. I mean, like taking cigarettes that you've smoked and saving the butts to sprinkle into your pipe when you're low on tobacco. It's a little redneck, but it works. I'm not going to say ghetto because a lot of people might get offended by that. Like, I can't believe it's like cracker, check your privilege. And I'm like, excuse me, but we all do shit in a pinch when we need to. That's how it is, dude. The struggle is real. I don't give a fuck if you're black or white. That's your shtick, dude. I try not to judge people based off of skin tone or race or how fat they are, but how they treat me and how they treat other people, That's just how I feel about it. That being said, I need to have a smoke. A lot of pipe smokers might be like, I can't believe Cobra did that to his corn cob. Like, it is a tobacco pipe, correct? Yes, then therefore you smoke tobacco out of it and or the occasional sweet leaf. I'll be right back. That's better. As far as nicotine.
Make girls to cover up and wear clothes that fit, but then make wearing oversized clothing a fashion trend to where all the larger sizes are being bought out by skinny women. But no, y'all ain't fat phobic. So I just want to be really clear
Let me
about
get this straight. You're sick and tired because society won't give you acceptance. And then as soon as we give you acceptance, you're pissed about it. I can't make heads or tails of that, YouTube.
thing. I am not interested in soothing your fear of being fat. I am interested in
Okay, you know what? Because someone else has a phobia or they're insecure with the way they look, and you're insecure with the way they look, they're not interested in your opinion either. People think just because, oh, I got a fucking TikTok, I can see whatever the fuck I want. You think your opinion matters? No one gives a shit, dude.
creating a world that has no reason to fear fatness. I'm interested in
Yes, yeah, there are some people who are afraid of fat people, and it's stupid, but they have their reasons, which is primarily rooted in the way they look. People who are afraid of being fat are often insecure with the way they look, and that's the fucking truth.
seeing fat people treated with dignity and respect. I'm interested in seeing fat people gain access to the rights and resources we're currently denied.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You're not interested in fat people getting respect, but you want people to give them respect. That's what you're saying on this TikTok video.
In seeing fat people gain full and uninhibited access to healthcare, employment, travel, clothing, and more.
You have to live a really sheltered life to think that your own choices make you a marginalized group. Unfreaking believable. Fat
I agree, Sydney 100.
liberation essentially sees fatness as a marginalized identity that
And in a society where it's like you're no longer allowed to have an opinion, and if you're marginalized, feel sorry for me, it's like, how does that even exist at this point?
challenges normativity. It wants fat people to be accommodated everywhere, no matter their size. So when they find chairs or plane seats that they cannot fit in, that are too small, they view that as systemic discrimination. Some figures in this part of the subculture also believe that
To end fat phobia, we need to dismantle Western civilization, says Philly therapist Son Ali Rashtoir. We don't gotta. We don't gotta disestablish an entire society. Maybe just change the way we think, and that's why people are on TikTok and social media voicing their opinions because they're tired of being unaccepted and treated like shit, and rightfully so. They want to change the way people think. That's why people pursue equality in the general sense of the word. Like,
Western civilization will end fat phobia. Fat phobia, as far as these people are concerned, is the result of racism and colonialism.
what? So fat phobia is the result of racism and colonialism? Get the fuck out of here. That is so classic our society. Yes, fat phobia is a real thing, but trying to make it worse than it already is just you looking for extra oppression points. Okay, if the person is treating you like shit because you're black and fat, then yes, it's systematically rooted in racism and fat phobia. But like, that's the only connection, dude.
Really, the term fat
And
phobic
treating someone like crap because they're black and fat is stupid.
levied towards anyone or anything that takes a stance contrary to being obese. Losing weight is fat phobic, exercising is fat phobic,
Yeah, okay, yeah, saying that, okay, you know what? If you're so uncomfortable with yourself that when you see someone else want to feel comfortable about themselves, you're triggered and it's automatically fat phobic. Maybe the problem isn't our society, but maybe the problem is the way you view yourself and the way you subconsciously think everyone else is looking at me this way, kind of thing, you know?
coffee is fat phobic, you get the picture. At the end of the day, fat activism and fat acceptance, the narratives that surround it, are the reason why people feel comfortable pursuing obesity.
Some people don't pursue obesity. Some people they can't help it. They're fat. And some people pursue it unintentionally because, like I said, it's easier to get fat than it is to get into shape. You know, when you gotta get into shape, you gotta work out and do like a bunch of exercise versus okay, just sitting on your ass and stuffing your face with delicious food.
Being obese and seeking to normalize it. And I have a huge
And you know, normalizing obesity isn't necessarily a bad thing, you know. It's just at the root of the issue, it's saying, hey, it's okay if you're fat, but don't try to treat this like you're better than, you know what I'm saying? That's the problem with it. There's a big difference between saying, hey, it's okay if you're fat and you want to feel sexy about yourself versus you're going to talk down to everyone else because they don't fit the progressive narrative that is your temple, your body, you know? It's just like, bro.
problem with that. And I know I'm not alone. Not everybody is extremely thin. I think we have established that. And it's okay to be a person who has a normal kind of body, a normal shaped body.
But what is a normal shaped body? Because you got people on YouTube who are saying you're too fat, you're too skinny, you're this and that. And it's just like, what is normal? The definition of normality does not exist because each person's definition of normal is different.
Average person, if you will. But trying to say that being extremely overweight is something to emulate, something that should be achievable, is not for the betterment of our society. I'm certain a lot of these
It's
people.
not, but at the same time, if you are in that situation and you can't control it, that's why we have the fat acceptance movement. There are people out there who wish they could be skinnier. They've tried. They sit there and they try to lose weight. And then fast food comes out with some new fucking crazy, delicious, good food. And you're just like, oh, dude. You know, it's kind of like when you're like, I want to quit smoking. And then you have like the most stressfulest fucking day to the point where you're standing outside fucking bitching to yourself and you see someone smoking a cigarette and then you break and you're like, "You got an extra one of those? I'm having a shit day." And then you and the fellow smokers you associate with are like, "Yeah, I got you. Hold on one second. You want a light? Yeah, man, I'll do mine a light." And you're sitting there the first couple of drags into that cigarette, you're fucking bitching yourself out mentally because you're like, "You told everyone you were gonna quit smoking." You know, life is a tester like that. But then to like the rest of the cigarette, you're sitting there bitching about your problems to the person you're smoking a cigarette with. And they're like, well, you think that's bad? Yeah, this is my story. Everyone's got a story to tell. We're all struggling with some sort of inner issue. And I wouldn't call that struggling with personal demons because that stigmatizes the word demon and Satanism and all that. And that's just another video, dude.
The activists, the TikTokers, the bacons want to believe that you can be fat and healthy. They want to believe.
And yes, you can be to some extent. Like if you're one of those people where you tried to lose weight and you're not going to be able to lose all of it, but unless you have got gastric bypass surgery, if you're one of those people, you're fat. That's just how it is, and you can't change it. And the only thing you can do is maintain a certain body weight, but you're always going to be fat. You accept it and do what you want with it. You can be like, well, I'll get fatter or maintain the weight I'm at, you know, and you just accept it. That's what it's all about, man. Fat acceptance.
Obesity isn't actually a massive problem. They want to believe that they don't actually have to shoulder any responsibility.
And to some degree, it is a problem, but who gives a fuck, dude? Like, you want to be fatter, go for it. You want to lose weight, go for it. As far as body image goes, it's your body, it's your image, it's your choice. You want to wear clothing that makes you look gay, straight, whatever. Fuck what society has to think about it.
For their physical appearance, their health, and the way that they're overall perceived.
And even if you're trying to be as healthy as you possibly can, too much sun can give you cancer. So even if you're one of these fucking idiots who's just like, yeah, I'm gonna be as healthy as I possibly can. I'm gonna avoid cigarettes and beer and fast food. because I'm a health guru. Imagine being on your deathbed. You've lived your longest life possible. And on your deathbed, someone hands you a bacon wrapped Twinkie that's been deep fried. You eat it, and it's so fucking good. You have the epiphany. It hits you in that sudden moment. All the delicious food you could have tried and still decide to be health conscious. And then beep, your heart monitor goes flat and you die. And your biggest life regret is it's okay if you're a little fat. It's okay if you eat unhealthy food every once in a while or if you eat it all the time. Again, like I said, the enemy is not what you eat, it's what you do when you eat it. Okay? You with me on this, YouTube? The enemy is not because you're fat, it's because of what you eat and what you do with those calories. Because, like I said, if you eat a bunch of high calorie food, it'll give you energy, but you'll burn out quickly. So there are foods that'll give you lasting and more sustained energy to keep moving. And you know what I'm saying? Like you can eat like shit and exercise and still be healthy, yes, but the food you eat determines how much energy you have to exercise. So you sit there and you're like, fuck everybody. You know, you eat like crap and you get a bunch of fucking sugar, high octane energy, and you're sitting there moving. Then 20 minutes later, your sugar burn wears off and you crash, and then you feel like shit. You know, so yes, your food does impact how much energy you have, and what you do with that food impacts how much weight you're going to gain or lose. That's the secret, YouTube.
By society.
But fuck our society, man. You want to eat like crap and just be a lazy fat piece of shit? That's your choice. You know, you want to be the healthiest motherfucker alive and do so many crunches, your abs look like fucking 12-pack fucking, look at me, you know.
Legitimately starting to normalize not curvy bodies, but actual obese bodies. Because
and here's the thing of it, if we're going to normalize curvy bodies, why not normalize morbidly obese bodies? As long as you ain't a sicko, who gives a shit? Because there are people out there who are curvy and they're in much better shape, and you know they're not necessarily overweight, but they still feel self-conscious about the way they look. And there are people out there who are like 500 pounds overweight and who don't give a fuck, you know, who have all the confidence in the world. It just depends on who you talk to.
it's easier to join a community and a movement that attributes everything to fat phobia and doesn't ever expect you to better yourself, that excuses.
It's easier to expect everyone to better themselves, and when they don't do it, you can justify it by saying, I'm better than you because da 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 da. It's, you know, and that's exactly my point when Cool Taste is sitting there telling me, oh, I climb mountains, I can do all this crap. And I'm like, cool. Okay, I don't need your help motivating me, dude. I appreciate the vibe you're going for, but it's just like you're trying way too hard.
Weight and your appearance and the
Honestly, who gives a fuck? You want to be a fat slob, you want to be fat, you want to be skinny. If you can't control it, it's your choice. Whether you're fat or skinny or not, it's your choice. It's your decision.
overall bad habits that you probably have than to push back and fight against the sedentary lifestyles that a lot of us have, our processed foods, and our overall inability to.
But even if you can't control the processed foods, like we can't control what companies are going to do. I can sit here and bitch about how there's too much fucking hormones in our food. It's causing children to hit puberty way too early. And then at the same time, you got these sick fucks who are forcing the transgender narrative down children's throats. So rather than accepting it on their own terms, children are feeling like we have to accept it, otherwise we're not going to be included in society. So rather than accepting it because it's the right thing, they're being forced to accept it. Otherwise, they feel like they're not going to be special enough or included. And that's kind of horse crap, if you ask me.
Commit to a healthier lifestyle. But you know, I'm going to end this video on a positive note because I don't often do that. But in this case, I do want to say that you don't have to be overweight. There's no rule that you have to be.
No, you don't have to be overweight and you don't have to be skinny. And if you're a little overweight and you're stuck like that your entire life, and the only option you have to like maintain or lose it is to get gastric bypass surgery, because there are some people who try their damnedest to lose weight and they're always going to be fat. So they have two choices: either they maintain a healthy diet and they're still going to be fat and they just accept it, or they eat like crap and get fatter. Or the people, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, who gives a fuck? Food's delicious, dude.
Fat in the modern era. This is, I don't know why people act like it's impossible to lose weight, but it's not. You can.
It's not impossible to lose weight, but some people are left with limited options, dude. I've watched these reality shows, My 600-Pound Life, and these people and their struggles, and they're crying because food's so delicious and our society is so two-faced and hypocritical. It's like, oh, hey, you know what I'm saying? You're being told to like lose weight and look your best while fucking society shoves delicious food in your face. You go on YouTube and it's like, hey, look, guys, the toasted cheddar chalupa is back from Taco Bell, or hey, guys, the McRib is back from McDonald's. While you're sitting there being told, oh, hey, don't eat this crap, you fat piece of shit. Don't, oh, I don't care how tasty it is.
Take control of your life. You can take control of your
Yes, you can. I don't care if you're fat or skinny, or if like you're at a point in your life where you're always going to be fat and you want to maintain the weight that you're at or get fatter. It's your choice. You exactly my point, Sydney.
things. You can better yourself. You can feel better about everything. And
If you want to feel better about yourself, the power is in your hands. You know what I'm saying? You stare at yourself in the mirror and you say, you know what? I don't like the way my hair looks. You want to get a mohawk and dye it crazy colors just to see what it looks? Go for it. What's the worst that can happen? People go, that mohawk looks like shit. As long as you like it, that's all that matters. And fuck sickos.
all it takes is a little willpower and a little motivation.
Motivation, yeah, but like when people are trying way too hard to motivate you, like they're better than you, that's the attitude that comes off with some of these people who do this crap. And that's where you get things like toxic positivity, which in itself is a stupid concept. You can't just be a good person without having some kind of motive behind it. And it's like the person, the whole Me Too movement and toxic positivity. It's like you can't just say, hey, I struggle with this crap too, without someone being like, you're just virtue signaling. Or like, you can't be a positive person without someone being like, oh, there has to be a narrative behind it. Like you look at Darman's videos where it's like, yeah, it's cheesy, the scripts, but it's like that kind of thing does happen in life. And people are so pissed off and miserable with everything that when someone tries to spread a good message, it's toxic. And I'm like, so what are we supposed to do? We try to be a good person and motivate ourselves and motivate each other. We're toxic. We don't do anything. We're fucking lazy.
And a lot of, proper eating. But you can do it.
Proper eating. I'm like, fuck that. Eat what you want to eat and do what you want to do with that.
Believe in you, unless of course you're a bacon. Then probably not. Now, before I open the floor to all of you, this is just.
I believe in you too, man. The power is in our hands. Power to the people, man. You want to end sexism and racism and stigmatized bullshit? As long as you ain't a sicko, the power is in our hands, dude.
A reminder that you can check out established titles using the link in the description. When you use code Sydney, you'll get 10% off your entire order, and that will be very cool. And then you can be like Harry Potter. Now, open the floor to
Harry. Okay, look at that. See that? See, I make my own wands. And Courtney, babe, honey, thank you for the new phone. I got my phone set up. I got it linked and everything, so now I can go live. I want to send Courtney a badass handmade lathed wand for sending me a phone. That's gonna happen. Okay, I got her current address. I'm not gonna share it on camera because fuck doxing. So Courtney, you can expect a hand carved wand, the new style of wands, yes. And I got a general theme of how I'm gonna do it. And when Courtney gets it, she's gonna love it. It's just my way of saying thank you for sending me one of your old phones. It was a bitch and a half to set up. Just as Courtney said in the note, it was a bitch and a half to clear out and erase and delete everything. But we got the motions and devotion, so that's how we do it.
think it is? Do you believe that
And I don't even care if the phone's pink, to be honest. It works. It's better than nothing, dude.
there is a place and a community for fat people and they should be able to have that?
Yes, 100%. Absolutely. I get so much crap for being goth and autistic. People treat me like I'm a fucking weirdo because I'm obsessed with certain things. Like, oh, Cobra is obsessed with Ozzy Osbourne and Danny Filth and Cobras and like Harry Potter and shit like that. And people give me crap for it. I get made fun of for just being unapologetically myself. And it's like, is that a reflection of how jealous you are? That I'm able to be like, this is me, you don't like it, fuck off, and you're too insecure to be yourself. You're afraid of what other people are going to say about you or how they're going to perceive you. So you hide behind some fucking fake persona. And then you attack King Cobra JFS because I tell it like it is and I'm better than you.
You think that it's right that our
And I'm only better than you because I'm not afraid to be myself. Like, our society needs to grow some balls and, more importantly, grow the fuck up.
society is moving in the direction of being more and more overweight? Do you think that we need to
I don't think society is moving in the direction of being more overweight. I think it's like I said, sometimes it's out of our control and sometimes it's just personal choice. People can't control if they're born fat or if, you know what I'm saying, or when society is just like all new from such and such fast food restaurant. You know what I'm saying? Like the bacon triple loaded cheeseburger, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Like, just I'm certainly not doing anything to help with this situation with my cooking videos. A lot of my videos are high in calories and what I like to eat and what I have on hand. What I can cook, what I have on hand, what I like to eat, and it's an idea, so
the brakes and stop this? Is it not good for us? What do you
Is it not good for us? I think it's a personal choice, YouTube. I really do. I think it's like, you know what? Hey, if you're fat and you can't control it, it's your personal choice. You want to get fatter or maintain the weight, that's your choice. If you want to lose weight and you can lose weight, that's your choice.
give the history of the fat acceptance and haze movements? What do you
I think that the history of the fat acceptance movement is awesome because as somebody who has body image issues, I think it's awesome that people can say, you know what? Who gives a fuck if you ain't perfect, if you ain't got the rockin' 12-pack abs, washboard fucking, ooh, look out, you know what I'm saying?
make of this issue overall?
What do I make of this issue? I'm like, dude, who gives a fuck if you're fat? Who gives you know what I'm saying? It's frustrating. Even when we try to give women and everyone else more acceptance in our society, minus sickos, they still find a reason to complain and say there's some narrative behind it. And I'm just like, what's it gonna take? What?
As always, if you like the video, hit subscribe, the thumbs up button. If you want to leave a comment, free to do so. Just be respectful about it. And I will see you guys next time.
All right, Sydney. That's what's up. Give it a like, Sydney Watson's WhatsApp. I might take a leak and do some vocal covers. How long is this live stream? 3 hours long. Oh my god, you guys. Ooh, I gotta take a wicked beer piss. So we'll do some fucking vocal covers. Then we're gonna end the stream because 4 hours and it's almost midnight. That's better, YouTube. I'm going to plug in the headphones, do a couple quick little vocal covers, and then close out the live stream. And if you like seeing Cobra back on the live stream, hit the like and subscribe for more, because I want to keep There we go. All right. Got the beer piss in. And do some vocal covers. Dude, I love my British metal. Fish with my woman, 'cause she couldn't help me with my mind. People think I'm insane because I am frowning all the time. Dude, get it. Alcohol do it to you, man. Get the mood. Very long I think of things, but nothing seems to satisfy. Think I'll lose my mind if I don't find something to pacify. Can you help me? Thought you were my friend. Oh, yeah. Long live. Yeah. I need someone to show me the things in life that I can't find. I can't see the things that make true happiness. I must be blind. Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all tuning into the stream. We're gonna end the stream with some sick covers. Make a joke and I will sigh, and you will laugh and I will cry. Happiness I cannot feel, and love to me is so unreal. Yeah. And so as you hear these words telling you now of my state, I tell you to enjoy life. I wish I could, but I'm too late. Yes. Yeah. I haven't been live in a long time, so we're gonna make this a nice long and lengthy video. Fucking lyrics. They don't have lyrics. Shit. It's like YouTube knows what I'm looking for. Oh, fuck her off.
Introducing a new way to snack. New Lay's Layers.
So many good Aussie songs to choose from. Yeah! Times have changed and times are strange. Here I come, but I ain't the same. Mama, I'm coming home. Times come by, it seems to be. You could have been a better friend to me. I'm coming home. You took me in and you drove me out and you had me in the tide, yeah. Lost and found and turned around at the fire in your eyes. You made me cry, you told me lies, but I can't stand to say goodbye. Mama, I'm coming home. It'd be right, I could be wrong. It is so bad, it's been so long. Mama, I'm coming home. Selfish love, yeah, we're both alone. But rise before the fall, yeah. But I'm gonna take this heart of stone. I just got to have it all. In your face 100 times. Every day we've been apart. I hate sickles more than I love ones. They're about the sunshine, yeah. 'Cause mama, I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Yeah. They haven't said anything about vaping indoors, so we're Gucci on that. Took me in and you drove me out, yeah, you had me hypnotized, yeah. Lost and found and turned around by the fire in your eyes. I've seen your face 1,000 times. Every day we've been apart. I don't care about the sunshine, yeah. Mama, I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. So I'm going to do Dreamer next, and then after Dreamer, we're busting some Beatles. Do like one or two Beatles songs, and then I want to sing an Elvis Presley song, and after Elvis Presley, I'll sing some Frank Sinatra, jump into some other classics that I do. I want to close out the video. Yeah, man. Fucking hit that CBD vape. Hold up 1 second. It's a mixture of like CBD and nicotine liquid. Juicy.
This is the actual song with lyrics. Yes, it is. Fuck yeah, I love Dreamer. It's such a good song. I get depressed about the way our society's going with all these mass shootings, and everyone's a hypocrite, everyone's self-righteous, and everyone's just, it gets to be overwhelming. So it's like, hey man, I take a break from making YouTube videos and jam out to some Aussie and work on my story kind of thing. And it's just like, I can take a break from the madness of it. Let's see if Cobra can sing Dreamer by Ozzy, and then we'll bust out some Beatles. When Ozzy said his favorite Beatles song was She Loves Me, I was like, okay, I'm his biggest fan, well, that's beside the point. Challenge accepted. Can Cobra sing like the Beatles? And yeah, I can. I got a pretty awesome singing voice. Oof. The beer on that G Fuel got me going. So after this, we'll sing She Loves You by the Beatles, possibly Hey Jude, and then bust into some Johnny Cash and some Frank Sinatra. And after Frank Sinatra, we're going to do All of Me by John Legend. Yeah, the songs that I normally sing on my YouTube videos, the kind of songs that get people going, oh, have you heard this guy sing? Holy shit. So again, Courtney, thank you for sending the phone. I got it set up. Love your face. I want to send Courtney a lathe wand as a big thank you because this helps. I'll be able to, next time I get stuff and I want to do a cooking video, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, your fans are hungry for videos, Cobra. I love to entertain people and make them laugh, regardless of what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? It's not about making myself feel better about the situation. It's just me doing my thing. Like, if I can make people laugh, then to some degree I feel a little bit more comfortable with myself. So I kind of get that whole scenario. Like, now I'm going to sing a couple of vocal covers and give my 2 cents on the whole cool taste thing, and then we're going to end the video. How's that sound? Sound good? All right. After I do the Beatles, I'm going to bust out some Elvis Presley before I jump into the James Blunt cover. Or the John Legend cover, what have you, It starts getting to that point, the video's getting close to being ended. And I do hate to end the video because I love going live and entertaining my fans, but your boy Cobra needs sleep. And I got the phone situation settled. I can go live. And this is like, as soon as I get done going live, people are going to be like, when you going live again? And it's like, I'll go live when I feel like it, man. Appreciate the support. There we go. That's your typical Gen Z, earlier, younger millennial vape rip. Yes. I love covering Ozzy on YouTube. And sometimes I fanboy a little too hard and get a little too excited and sing it, so then it sounds higher pitched than it's supposed to. So it's like, calm down. Because there's been times I try to cover Ozzy songs on YouTube, and it just sounds like shit on my end, and I'm like, ugh. I sit there and listen to it, and it's just like, oh, dude, I got a little too excited singing the cover. If I live long enough to be Ozzy's age, I still hope I'm kicking ass, and I'll, make it to that point. I'm just gonna keep going. for as long as I can. Ain't nothing or nobody gonna stop me. Gazing through the window at the world outside, wondering will mother survive, hoping that mankind will stop abusing her sometime. After all, there's only just the two of us. Here we are, still fighting for our lives. Watching all of history repeat itself time after time. Just a dreamer, I dream my life away. Just a dreamer who dreams of better days. Watch the sun go down like every one of us, hoping that the dawn will bring a sign. Better place for those who welcome emperors this time. Just a dreamer, I dream my life away. Oh yeah, I'm just a dreamer who dreams of better days. Your higher power may be God or Jesus Christ. I'll say it to you. It doesn't really matter much to me. Without each other's help, there ain't no hope for us. Living in a dream of fantasy. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely singing some Beatles after this. Hey man, I also love the Beatles. Without them, he wouldn't exist. And I can appreciate musical history. You see the pattern. You got the Beatles, then you got Ozzy and Black Sabbath, then you got Cradle of Filth, and then you have my autistic ass. You see a progression with music, and it's cool that I'm living part of that progression. Hold on 1 second. Oh yeah. If only we could all just find serenity. It'd be nice if we could live as one. Fuck sickos. When wrong, this anger, hate, and bigotry be gone. I'm just a dreamer. I dream my life away. Day. Just a dreamer who dreams of better days. Yeah. I'm just a dreamer who's searching for the way. Today. Just a dreamer, dreaming my life away. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Ah, yeah, that's good, Ozzy, right there. even if you don't do drugs, like music in its sense becomes a drug because you're getting your fix, man. Yes. Should you do Hey Jude next? Now, if I impress Ozzy Osbourne with my singing, that's just a bonus to what I'm doing, to be honest. People tuning in and being like, I dig Cobra. Ugh.
Cole, he's my miracle child.
Oh, dude.
So how does your miracle child get?
Goddamn St. Jude's Children's Hospital ad. Fucking those ads are the saddest, man. You know, you're sitting there watching YouTube and doing your thing, and then like some super sad ad comes on of like abused animals or like children dying of cancer or some shit. You're just like, oh, dude. It makes you appreciate your life, and then you realize, it could be worse. People are telling me I need to get laid, and I'm like, I don't care when that happens. There are bigger problems in our world, dude. Hey Jude, don't make it bad. Take a sad song and make it better. Remember to let her into your heart, and you can start to make it better. Hey Jude, don't be afraid. You were made to go out and get her. You let her under your skin. You begin to make it better. Anytime you feel the pain, hey Jude, refrain. Don't carry the world upon your shoulders. Well, it's a fool who plays it cool, but making his world a little colder. Na 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 na. Hey Jude, don't let it down. You have found her. Go and get her. Let it remember that you let into your heart. You can start to make it better. Let it out and let it in. That you begin. And it was someone to be formed with. Don't you know when it's just you? Hey Jude, you'll do. Moment you need is on your shoulder. Na 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 na. Yeah. Hey Jude, make it bad. You got a sad song and make it better. Remember to let her under your skin. Oh, and you begin to make it better. Better, 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 better. Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. Na, na, na. Na, na. Hey Jude, Hey, Hey, wow. Hey Jude, wow, wow, hey Jude, yeah, 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 hey Jude. Oh yeah, man. Doing some Beatles. Okay, I'm gonna do She Loves You next, followed by some Elvis Presley. I love to sing for my YouTube audience, so I might just do a couple more. Just... yeah, wrap this video up, man. All right, I got the music video. She loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. Loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. She loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. They lost your love. I saw her yesterday. You thinking of. She told me what to say. She loves you. No, no, you can't be bad. Loves you. I know you should be glad that you hurt her so. You almost lost her mind. She knows not that hurting kind. She loves you. Oh, you can be bad. Loves you. I know you should be glad. Ooh, loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. Loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. Love like that. You know you should be glad. It's up to you. Think it's only fair. Like yeah, it's so. Apologize to her. That loves you. You know that can't be bad. Loves you. You know you should be glad. Ooh. She loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. She loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. Love like that. You know you should be glad. Love like that. You know you should be glad. Love like that. So you should be glad. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Okay, now we're gonna go from the Beatles to Elvis Presley, so stick around for that goodness. Wait, Cobra's gonna jump from the Beatles to Elvis Presley? Fucking show off. Yeah. A little bit of Can't Help Falling in Love by Elvis Presley. Yes. Wise men say. Oh shit, YouTube. Alright, so I said I'll sing some Elvis motherfucking Presley. I'll do this song and then Hunka Hunka Burnin' Love after this, and then we're going to jump into some Frank Sinatra, and then for Frank Sinatra, I'll jump into like some of the more modern womanizers of our day.
Simply Unlimited, our most affordable unlimited plan, starting at just $20.
I might sing some Bryan Adams, man. That's a good song too. Yeah. Wise man say, only fools rush in, but I can't falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you? Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too. For I can't help falling in love with you. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too. For I can't help falling in love with you. I can't help falling in love with you. Okay, before I do Honka Honka Burnin' Love, I'm going to sing this song, and then after Honka Honka Burnin' Love, I'm going to do a Frank Sinatra song, and then I'm going to bust out into the more moderns, and then we'll end the video because it's almost 4 hours long, practically 5 hours. Quite the return, if I do say so myself. Everything I Do by Bryan Adams. Yeah! Look into my eyes, you'll see what you mean to me. Search your heart, search your soul. You'll find me there. You search no more. Don't tell me now what's right. I do it for you. Look into your eyes, you'll find nothing that you hide. Maybe as I am, taking my life, never give up. I would sacrifice. Don't tell me that's worth fighting for. Can't help it, nothing I want more. Now it's true, everything I do for you. Oh yeah, there's no love like a love, like your love, and no other can give my love. There's no there unless you're there all the time, all the way. Yeah. Just tuning in. We're about to wind down the video with some sexy vocal covers. There's so many good songs I can do, but I'm doing a couple that I've already done before just because, you know, keeping the sexiness alive. Oh, you can tell me I was trying for. I can't help it, nothing I want more. Yeah, I'd fight for you, I love for you, walk the mile for you, yeah, I'll die for you. Oh, it's true, everything I do, oh, do it for you. I'm gonna stick in a White Lion song before I do the Honka Honka song. Yes. You're through. You're through. Yeah. All right, you sexy goth bastard, do the next song already. The Hansons are hitting the road.
10 minutes from a hotel by window.
Okay, skip. The Morgans are no one cares. Ads keep YouTube free, so I'm